Greetings, everybody, and welcome to a special Losers Lounge for Veterans Day. And it's something that, I don't do a lot of Losers Lounges outside of our Tuesday schedule, but I want to keep adding new ideas and adding stuff to our little channel. And I figured Veterans Day holds a special place in my heart because I have the highest respect for any kind of military veteran. Also, it's my mother's birthday, so it's kind of twofold, but I do feel like it's one of the things where a lot of people just don't. I don't know. People don't respect the good old troops the way we used to and shit. And speaking of somebody, Toxic Man himself, and I mean, in his own account, a veteran, which is shocking as fuck. But yes, sir. I gotta ask you what before our third guest. Has it become cliche to hear the whole thank you for your service? Has it become just so?
Uh, whether or not it's cliche, I don't know. I never know what to say to that because
Hmm.
me, I'm from America, obviously, so I joined the army. But I mean, literally, I would go work for any government that would pay me to kill people. So, I don't know. When they say thank you for your service, I guess we're supposed to say thank you for your support. But
Yeah,
it doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, I'm
yeah,
not above getting a military discount at places, especially bars,
yeah.
and I'm not above showing my scars off to impressionable young slutty women with daddy issues. So, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mean a whole lot
before
unless
before
you're with other veterans.
before our next guest, it does make me wonder. It almost feels like anything we do in our culture generation. Like, remember, there was World War II. Fucking guys were heroes. They were invincible.
Mhm.
Come the Vietnam generation. Oh, you guys are baby killers and murderers.
Yeah,
Then come the 9/11 generation. Oh, you guys are heroes again. And makes you you said offline makes you wonder now with the new generation. How would I just feel like we're kind of back to like go. It's like either the military or the heroes or they're a piece of shit or the heroes are a piece of shit. It just goes up
yeah,
and down. So,
yeah.
but
Especially if you watch TikTok and you see all the talking about the draft and whatnot. Like,
oh
what
yeah.
would they actually do if a draft was instituted?
So I don't want to kill too much time because our final buddy here, he can't stay forever. We don't get him that often because you're like 19 hours ahead of us on different time zones and shit.
Yes.
But
Tell
yes,
us of the future, RTNZ. Tell us what is happening in the future.
Well, it's sunny. As you can see, it's summer. Well, summer
yeah,
started in New Zealand, so it's
nice.
quite sunny, windy, and I will mute myself a lot because the
Yeah, it's
birds
fine.
are out. Just going to
Yeah,
show you this. This is just my way of showing respect for the veterans that are
yep,
celebrated in America at the moment,
yeah,
um, and should be. I mean, being sort of well, since New Zealand was originally colonized by the British, and I'm from the UK,
yeah.
we celebrate Remembrance Day a little bit differently.
Hmm.
Poppies because of the poems and whatnot. But it's a significant. It actually is a public holiday here, but we celebrate it in the 25th of April to celebrate the Gallipoli landings.
We waited for you,
Ah,
It's
dude.
called it's
great
called
Sorry.
movie.
Anzac Day.
Great movie, by the
Yeah,
way.
Mel Gibson. Yeah, it's so there's a day. There's actually a day of remembrance. There's a day off.
Mm,
Most people actually get up for the dawn parade.
yeah,
The Prime Minister always goes to the nearest cenotaph. There's always a display by veterans. People
nice,
sort of do things more in the afternoon, but the morning's usually universally a quiet time of reflection.
nice. So you okay there, Enzo?
Yeah, my laptop screen is crapping out, so I'm doing the big monitor divided in half
Yeah.
vertically.
Well, yeah, like I don't want to wait too long on because Richard, he's on different time zones. We won't get him for the entire movie, but a good chunk of it. And
You
yeah,
do what you have to do, Chris. Don't
oh
worry
yeah,
about me. I'll just just do what
yeah.
you have to do, mate. It's your stream. You're the man.
Well,
Is
no, but
Luke coming in now, right?
he said he may stop by, but yeah, again, because different time zones and shit. But it's like anything, tell people we always stick to our Tuesday schedule, but certain days like Thanksgiving pops up or Friday the 13th, and I mean, I'm not against.
All the important
Yeah,
holidays.
I'm not against watching. I'm not against watching Die Hard on fucking Christmas.
Oh
Shit like
yeah,
that.
hell yeah,
So,
for sure, for sure. For
and before we start the movie, so I mean, again, it comes to Veterans Day and war movies. You could pick. You guys can be a list of fucking 300 movies. They're all classics. But part of me, we had to do a vote as we always do. We want to see what people decided, and people had to go on this legendary fucking film. And again, I'm if we could have picked any war film on Veterans Day, I'm totally fine with this. I told my entire family we just got back from dinner. My mother, my sister's boyfriends, everybody just knows of Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
What a great
Well, like I
fucking
said,
movie.
this is a movie built. It's a society built by veterans.
yes,
You know.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
They took control of the world. And also, I'm gonna keep debunking the theory that, like, the humans are fascists. The humans are like, the oppressors, and the insect arachnids are like innocent victims. That is a load of malarkey. I'm gonna constantly be debunking this whole like fascist society nonsense.
yeah.
It's quite obviously a liberal utopian order. It's just like Star Trek, except there's no post scarcity. There's no replicators. So it's basically just like Roddenberry's Vision of the Future, except it's not very like moral idealists. It's cold hearted realist.
Cold hard math. Hard math.
Nice.
I've always thought of Starship Troopers as what Star Wars would be if Nazi Germany had won the war.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's funny is like Verhoeven is very vocal that he tried to make this fascist, like Nazi-esque society, but it's really just like a perfect liberal order just wearing like Nazi paraphernalia. There's really nothing. There's so much stuff that's like not.
It kind of depends on what part of your life you first saw this movie in. I was 19 when I first saw this at the drive-in, and I just considered it a sci-fi popcorn movie. Not much different than RoboCop or Total Recall, or
I felt the same way. Yeah, I think I was like 13 or 14, but same thing. Like I just watched it as a teenager, and coming in the era of like Aliens, Terminator 2. This was in the same decade, and it just felt, it was just for me as a kid, the days before first-person shooters got to what they are now. But it was just a bunch of guys killing a bunch of big alien bugs, and as a teenager, I loved it for what it was. I can never see any political messaging because at 13, 14, you don't think about shit like that. You just see guys killing bugs.
As I've gotten older,
middle school.
Oh, as I've gotten older, I've had a couple different theories about stuff, and I'll throw them at you when it.
Like I was in the same boat as most people. Like I was in middle school. I first saw the trailer for this movie. They used that Blur song #2, and it was like woohoo, just killing bugs, and it was like an Empire Strikes Back when that came back into theaters.
Yeah,
I was like, what is this movie? Starship Troopers. Checked it out. Paul Verhoeven, RoboCop. I love RoboCop since I was a little kid. But like, I think I was in the early boat. Like, these humans are dicks. These arachnids didn't really do anything wrong. But then once I got older, and especially after I read the book, I realized like, oh, Paul Verhoeven is just like,
wow.
It's like Heinlein made such a great this like futuristic society that even when Paul Verhoeven and Ed Neumeyer tried to make it be like fascistic in nature, they still managed to fail. They still painted this like perfect society. That's why we all like secretly want to live in the Starship Troopers society. It's not because we're all secretly fascists. It's because they totally got fascism wrong. They don't even know what fascism is.
I mean, I just wanted to shower with my platoon mates.
The co-ed showering is Paul Verhoeven, all Paul Verhoeven.
I can't wait to get to
there's
that
a lot of
part
stuff in this that is like totally Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah,
you should move to Singapore. You would experience tons of things like corporal punishment, compulsory service, low levels of corruption in government.
Compulsory, actually. It's actually the exact opposite of that. In fact, they constantly tell you all the time, like, hey, you should quit. You should quit. They constantly discourage you to join. And also, like, Rico's parents, I think that's the thing, is like Rico's parents, they're a family of civilians, like generations of civilians, and yet they're not oppressed. They don't live under the boot of the military. They seem to be doing kind of well. And in fact, I think there were deleted scenes where Carmen's father hates Rico because he comes from a family of civilians, these rich assholes, so it's like, you don't need to be a citizen. In fact, like I said, they discourage it. They discourage you to try to be
unless you want to vote or have kids.
Right. Well, having kids is something where it's like, it's easier to get a license, but the only thing that's really different, it's like a normal democracy, except suffrage is not inherited. It's something that's earned through military service. That's the main difference from the society. And honestly, I'm actually not opposed to that.
No, I'm not opposed to it either. I'm really impressed that Enzo has all of this like
I
really
love this movie.
Deep knowledge into this coming off of his dodgeball.
I know. We got
stream.
pretty deep in the dodgeball stream too.
Oh, I know you did. I
Origins of the game in Africa where they played with rocks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we start, this film is 2 hours and 9 minutes, obviously R-rated, but look, it's a pretty good cast, except for, Casper Van Dien hasn't done much, but Denise Richards, you got freaking Neil Patrick Harris, Clancy Brown, Michael Ironside's in the film. Pretty good fucking cast for 1997.
Oh yeah, Jake
So,
Busey also had Contact
oh yeah,
come out
that's
this
right.
year.
Yeah, I mean,
A
Denise
big year,
Richards.
97.
So, all right. Well, what I learned from last time is with Voodoo, the second I hit play, it's going to start the film. So you guys can see my cursor.
We'll all
All
press
right.
play at the same
You all set,
time.
Wes? All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
3,
Yeah, I'm ready.
2, 1, and let it load up. There we go. Take a second to load.
Keep it.
Goddamn
Oh
internet.
wait, I'll just keep it going. Keep it sharing.
Yeah, there's nothing
I'll
copyrighted
jump
here,
on-
guys.
Yeah, I'll jump on when I see.
Rated R for fucking crazy graphic violence.
Remember the FBI warnings back in the fucking VHS days and shit? But all right, half.
FBI abolish all 3 letter agencies.
All
Oh,
right,
all
Bruce.
right, here we go.
Good?
All right, we're good. I'm good anyway.
The birds are back to Richard.
Yeah, Basil Palmadores.
TriStar.
I'll say this was one of his last movies, composer, if not his last.
Exaggerate there off the bat. Damn, Starship Troopers.
I love how the title's just
All
so plain, like white font.
No
Fed
credits.
Yeah,
I'm doing my part.
This is called in media res, where we jump
Okay.
into the middle of the story.
Nice.
The book actually does the same thing, as a matter of fact.
I'm doing my part too.
Oh,
Do you know where they got that line? I'm doing my part.
no.
Nazi Germany and
Oh,
their propaganda
probably.
films.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well, that's the other
Very-
thing is like, the movie talks about these propaganda pieces, but everything that we see in
Yeah.
these reels is demonstrably true. Like none of the stuff in these
Nice.
reels is false. Like we know that the bugs are
Yeah, a little
sending meteors.
Yeah,
we
turn it
witnessed-
down a little bit, Chris.
yeah.
I think
Sorry,
what's
yeah.
interesting is I think people tend to think that we're the aggressors because there's this disconnect because this scene takes place a year in the future.
Yeah.
And we're going to see the invasion, but then we go back in time. So the first thing that happens is Rico joins the military.
Has begun.
We're in no conflict with the bugs at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning
Yeah.
of the story. We kind of are under this impression that they're under this, like we've been under this like long conflict with the bugs, and this is just another skirmish.
Yeah.
But the truth is the arachnids are just dangerous animals, and we have a quarantine zone, a no-go zone that we advise people not to go to, or they'll get killed. And unfortunately, these Mormon extremists disregard those orders and cause basically
Oh, boy.
galactic war.
And again, when I was 15 at the time frame, CGI wasn't what it is today. It was still building. I mean, the best CGI at this point was obviously Terminator 2, and this bug CGI was fucking great.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. This is actually what delayed the movie because there were previews for this movie as far back as like '96, and and it wasn't the thing with the Blur Song 2 thing. It was touted as it kind of looked like a RoboCop Total Recall type preview.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
Do you have to ask though, who were the veterans
year.
fighting before the engagement with the arachnids? Because you meet the desk sergeant at the recruiting center, who's
Yeah.
an amputee, a multiple amputee. Which
Yeah.
conflict did he lose the limbs in? I don't know if the movie ever fills that in. Maybe
They
Enzo
don't.
can because he's read the book.
There he is.
well, I've
in
read
the,
the book. I've read the book, and I don't remember anything about that either.
Yeah.
Well, in the book, he's a little Filipino boy who lives in Toronto. But the idea that there are a bunch of white people in Buenos Aires has that like more Nazi symbolism.
Yeah,
like they're all like-
Argentinians.
yeah, symbol. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
right.
clever.
Well, there's Welsh people in Argentina too.
But back to the special effects, like, dude, just Michael Ironside's like missing hand is amazing looking, especially for '97. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, for that time.
Well, Forrest Gump came out in '94. Remember, so Lieutenant Dan. So
Someone was asking about big Oscar upsets, and everyone was talking about best picture that, best actor this, and I was like, best visual effects. This movie losing to fucking Titanic. That is a huge upset.
we might need to do a stream one time about Titanic and everything it fucked over because there were so many awesome things in '97, including LA Confidential, that got
Yeah.
fucked over because of stupid ass
Yeah.
Titanic.
I mean, of course, it deserved like best director and best picture, but like best visual effects,
puts
like
a
these
stump on
movies,
her,
like-
this
Did
movie
it, though?
special, it's the first movie to get $1 billion. I mean, come on, dude, it's like it's amazing.
Yeah.
But this movie, the special effects objectively better than Titanic's. Like the arachnids still look amazing. And you know what's crazy? They fucking back in this day, it took 32 hours to render a single fucking frame
That's
of the
crazy.
arachnids, like all the arachnids running around.
Yeah.
Took 32 hours a frame. So what they did is like they did some sprite copy and pasting, and they were able to reduce it to 18 hours a frame. It's like, Jesus, how many fucking computers do you have running processing? Like, how long did it take to make the nuking of Tango Urilla scene?
Especially back then, computers were the size of fucking a Volkswagen back then. So
yeah, but back to
Chris,
what
I could see the look in.
Oh, go ahead.
I could see the look in your eyes there, Chris. You wanted Radcheck to say, "Give me a hand, people."
No, but it's like what he says is like, you know, why are citizens only allowed to vote? It's a reward. It's like, no, something given has no value. That's why like people don't take voting seriously, and also like,
well, that's not too dissimilar to how we do it. We men joining selective service, it gave us the right to vote. Women were just given it. That's why it's worthless. As also women are worthless.
Well, speaking from the country that extended the voting franchise to women first in the English-speaking world, 1893. So I wouldn't agree with you 100% on that. Maybe about the value people put on voting, but women had to fight to get the vote.
There. He was just playing into his character there.
Or is
no,
he?
I believe it. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, but the idea about like universal suffrage, one of the things they talk about in the book is like Radcheck explains further. He's like, the best things in life are free. This is a common saying they used to say back in the 20th century. It's totally demonstrably false. The best things in life are not free. Nothing is free. Even like air, you know, the gift of life is purchased from gasping effort. You know, everything is toiled, and this idea.
And
like,
so you
voting,
really came off of that dodgeball stream really philosophical as fuck.
Listen,
it did.
Listen, anyone, the idea
fucking
that you vote
Confucius
for something
over here.
The idea that you vote for something and it's just automatically granted to us. No, once we vote for something, okay, now we have to do the work to actually make it happen. And nowadays, people just have this entitlement where like, well, we voted for it. There, it just magically happens. It's like, no.
Okay, so question for the group. Carmen,
look at this thing.
or Dizzy?
That's awesome.
Dizzy.
I think
I was going to mention that it's weird. When I was 15, I loved Carmen better. I don't know why.
Same.
But then I didn't like Dizzy. But now as I'm older, I prefer Dizzy over Carmen.
The Golden Girls, Rue McClanahan.
I don't know why.
Dizzy, 100%. 100%. Loyalty in relationships above all else.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
As Enzo will tell you, since he read the book, that makes both of you gay because Dizzy is a man.
Yeah, Dizzy was a man in the book. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But what's great about I think Carmen is like, once I saw her actual big plastic fake knockers and Wild Things, I was like, oh, they only look good in the shirt. I see.
She was originally supposed to have a sex scene with the pilot guy in this, but they deleted it.
Yeah, because test audience like hated her. They wanted her dead, and they got upset
test
when
audiences
died.
Were writing on the paper. They were like, "This bitch needs to die."
Yeah.
And Paul Verhoeven was just like, "I really thought I was making like a strong career woman character that people could get behind." But I mean, she basically.
Here comes chewed up bananas. Yummy.
That's what it was. Me being a 15-year-old boy, I just went through my own personal bullshit high school breakup, and I fucking at first was attracted to Carmen.
I think as a 15-year-old boy,
you
can't really spot the big fake plastic titties as easily.
1997. How old was I? 27, I think.
Yeah.
So a little different stage of life, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you're old as fuck. Jesus Christ. It's nice to not be the old guy in the street.
Yeah, Toxic's so happy.
It's right here. So they're trying to establish that Neil Patrick Harris can do, telepathy.
Yeah,
right?
Telepathy.
Psychic. Humans are evolving. Like, this is something I hated about Looper, because like you have two sci-fi elements and it makes it all silly.
Yikes! I really like Looper. I think Looper.
Well, Looper's good. Looper's good as a time travel movie, but then they throw in the TK stuff, and then it gets silly.
Plus it takes place in Kansas City. Plus it has Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who he channeled the fuck out of Bruce Willis in that movie.
Yeah, Cyrano supposed to be a turtle or a frog, but then they changed it to a ferret, and then fucking Doogie Howser and Casper Van Dien called this thing the ferret from hell. They said this thing was a monster.
Be tough getting
I
a
feel
turtle
like-
up the stairs.
I feel like that always happens. Didn't that happen in Kindergarten Cop where the ferret kept biting?
I mean, it's a
Tiger?
carnivorous weasel. What could
Yeah.
possibly go wrong?
This is my ferret. This is my ferret.
Yeah,
Oh, foreshadowing. Don't worry. I can't do human. He's going to do human later when he does him.
Can you do his Arnie impression beat between the takes, Wes? Oh, fucking ferrets bit me again.
This fucking
Fuck.
ferret. I will
ferret
turn
bites
it
me
into a
again.
vest.
Oh, so
Damn.
Wow.
the sport
Wow.
is called
All
jump
right.
ball. And
Wow.
it's a combination of football and gymnastics. And touchdowns are worth 5 points.
Nice.
And people do backflips and all kinds of fun shit. Oh,
I was
hello.
captain of the team, sir.
Yeah.
I guess Rico's a Marine because all Marines can move like that. So
Is that a
I
Mitch
like-
Gaylord cameo?
I like the juxtaposition of how they have just two branches. They have fleet, which is basically like the Navy and the Air Force, and
Yeah.
then they have
Mobile
mobile infantry,
Hmm.
which is just the Marines and the Army. You know what I mean? I like that.
And the spooks, military intelligence.
Right.
Eh,
Games
Yeah.
in theory. You're right.
games in theory, yeah.
There's also
oh shit.
one of the things I liked. I mean, obviously in the sequels and the computer animated movies, they got it right. But yeah, they're supposed to be like mech soldiers, you know?
Yeah.
That's why they're called the mobile infantry, because they can literally rocket dive into the action.
Well, the book was actually one of the first IPs to come up with the idea of these
Damn.
mechanical suits that they
Sweet.
had.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Powered armor.
I would assume some fucking Japanese dude would have came up with that first, but oh well.
Yeah, they would call them cap troopers because they wore the cap
Awesome.
suits and they were basically like Iron Man suits.
Mm.
Oh, this is a real hit to the head she gives him, and he gets real
Oh,
pissed
shit,
for
really?
it. This is his reaction's genuine. He's like, "What the fuck?" Oh, what?
It's also funny because almost all of the main character cast, with the exception of Doogie, Neil Patrick Harris, were on 90210 at one point.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
Dina Meyer was on Melrose Place, I think, at some point.
Now she was the teacher that sleeps with Brandon on 90210 and college.
Oh,
90210
Yeah.
the college years.
All these
Damn.
teenagers are like
Terrific.
29 years old when they filmed this.
Right.
well, Xander's got a receding hairline in his final year of high school.
Yeah.
He's obviously doing something wrong.
I knew some dudes like that. I mean, no lie.
True. Apparently, Patrick Stewart was bald by 19, but who knows?
It just means you're jacked with testosterone. You know, it's a good thing.
I guess
That is what
before
it means.
I guess before we get too deep into the film, Wes, like anything, somebody who read the books, just a quick assessment: is this a good adaptation or shitty adaptations? I never read the book.
It's one of those things that they're so dissimilar, they're so separate from each other that it's almost hard to, I mean, it's basically like the outline of the book
Okay.
for the
There's
movie.
like a lot of like plot point differences. Like for instance, Neil Harris's character dies.
Disney is a man.
This is a
Disney
man.
dies. There's a whole
Rat
big
check.
thing about him going when he goes to school or basic training in AIT and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very similar to what like an officer candidate would go through if he went to West Point. It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they have the whole corporal punishment, and it's very involved, and it's a product of its times too, because it was written in the 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Rat check.
so-
You know, rat check is German or Dutch for asshole.
I did not know that. No.
Apparently.
But I remember reading the book and thinking it would be extremely difficult for you to read the book and understand a lot of the military references they have in there.
Yeah.
There's a big subplot where the father actually survives the Buenos Aires attack. He joins the military and he winds up becoming the sergeant major underneath Rico, underneath his own sons, because the son does become a lieutenant as he does in the movie, and so he becomes the platoon commander and his own father is under him.
Zegama Beach. Let's go to Zegama Beach instead. Don't go to the
Hell
military.
yeah! I want to see the side. Yeah, the Zegama Beach quest. Let's go down to Zegama Beach, and I guarantee you go to Zegama Beach, and the 3-titty prostitute from fucking Total
The
Recall
idea-
is hanging out there.
But like, yeah, the idea is like, you know, he joins the military. His parents are
Oh,
military.
right here. Hold up a second. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
Diz looks good. And, you know, Carmen looks good too. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
But like I said,
I think Dizzy looks better.
yeah, she takes off that dress and you realize those titties are like silicone orbs that don't move, and you're like, oh, she has like
Well,
a weird,
you got a big problem with fake tits, huh?
she has a chest gap though. She's got like, you could see her like her sternum. It's weird. See wild things again. But here's a fun fact: the singer in this band right now, she's singing a David. I think she does sing not this song, but one of these songs is a David Bowie cover.
Yeah.
But she's actually Zoe Palladorus. She's Basil Palladorus' daughter.
Ooh.
The composer
Top
of
trivia.
the movie. Yeah. I didn't even know that until today. I was like, whoa. Still learned some new things on this new
I remember watching this movie with my ex-wife. I showed it to her for the first time. We got it on DVD. And man, she was so enamored with Casper Van Dien. She was like, he is the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life.
He's almost like cartoonishly good looking. Like he looks like
cartoonishly
inhuman, almost like a human comic book drawing.
He looks like what a gay man would build in his laboratory.
Swooping in.
Jesus.
Is he that way in the book? Because we know Verhoeven cast pretty not particularly talented, sort of empty-headed actors. But
yeah, they lit it like a TV show, like Beverly Hills 90210. They cast it like 90210. That was all clever subtext, I thought. But no, in the book, he's supposed to be like a little Filipino guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think
and
he's like tiny and muscular. There's a scene where after they get done with basic training, they go to a bar. Him and his friends, the friends he winds up meeting, they go to a bar, and a bunch of townies try to jump him and beat him up, and they just like demolish the fucking townies and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Rico, even being a little Filipino guy, just like wrecks like 3 dudes or whatever. So there's like a scene like that.
Yeah.
Zoe Palladorus. But yeah, I love that quote.
Sir.
Figuring things out is the only freedom anyone really has. Use
I
that
was gonna say,
freedom,
like, you
Rico.
know, Wes, I'm sure you
Make
know
up
it's
your own
that
mind.
his teacher outside of active combat, it's like his teacher's very like, you know, like mature. He's kind of nurturing and stuff. He's giving him sage advice. When later on, when he's in fucking full combat uniform, he's a totally different character.
Well, in the book, he is 2 different characters. They combined him to make one character.
Okay.
Yeah.
The teacher is a different character. Dubois,
Right.
Is his name.
The teacher is actually friends with Ratchek, and actually he had used to be a colonel. The teacher used to be a colonel, and then he like knows Ratchek and stuff like that, and like sends like because I think Johnny wants to go to officer candidate school, Enzo, or something like that, and they send him a recommendation or something, says you know, I think that you should try, and because at first Rico just wants to stay and be a sergeant.
You know what? I just realized his name Rico. It means rich.
Oh, okay.
He's just a little rich boy. He was going to go to Harvard. You're not going to go to the military.
No.
You're going to go to Harvard, young man.
You're going
That's
on
an order.
vacation, young man.
You're going to
on
Zegama
vacation.
Beach, and then you're going to Harvard. That's an order.
That should be a whole side, like an alternate reality where he went to Zegama Beach and he met the 3-titty fucking prostitute chick.
I mean, yeah, my father's not home tonight.
Chris.
You know, Rico's getting tonight.
Whoa.
Shit.
Chris invited us all over, boys.
Especially Richard.
Yeah, 20th century as well. 23rd century dies. Yeah, that's a David Bowie song.
Fuck you.
But I have not been to Oxford Town.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
I've always thought it was strange that the guy, the desk sergeant. I mean, I guess they already enlisted, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that the desk sergeant is this walking fucking, you know, he's just like missing an arm, missing 2 legs, and it's just like, ugh.
It's a great joke. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today. He's missing 3 limbs out of 4. It's like, holy, she's probably missing his dick too. Let's be real. What's funny is like something I didn't
Someone had to
mention.
go there.
Yeah, something I didn't mention that I actually love about this movie is the costumes, especially of the civilians. everyone wears solid colors and coordinated colors, like undershirts are a big thing, layers, but it's all solid colors, no stripes, no patterns, no logos.
Yeah.
And everything, it just looks sharp. It's like kind of timeless. It's a cool look. Like this is
Joss Whedon liked them too.
Yeah.
What, he reused them for Firefly and Serenity.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the armor. Yeah, the battle armor too. Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Oh, he's missing both legs too.
Yeah, the armor, you did the armor and the uniforms you've seen in a few movies for sure. Yeah. I'm talking about just the civilian clothes. Like there's a lot of cool color combos and a lot of muted, like kind of desaturated colors. I don't know.
I seen Wes talking. He's muted.
My bad.
Oh.
I coughed and I didn't want to get it on the stream.
No.
You could almost headcanon that the Firefly and this is in the same universe.
I'd buy it.
You know?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
This may be the alliance.
Look bad, but if that's the worst you suffer, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I won't quit.
I've never heard a teenager say this out loud. I'm not going on vacation, Dad.
I'm going into the military.
God damn it. But yeah, it's like, I've never seen this in a movie ever. This is great computer effects right here. Where's the goddamn camera in the mirror?
Change your mind. Does
Oh, shit.
censorship mean that much to you?
That
Lot
is
of
good. Good catch. Good catch.
There's some great CGI that you don't.
I like
notice
how the parents kind of play good cop, bad cop against them.
Yeah.
You know, where the dad's being all, you know, overbearing, but the mom is just like, are you sure you're just not doing this because she looks cute in her uniform?
I hope you're not trying to ruin your life over a girl who looks handsome in a uniform.
I've done
Don't
that.
talk about Carmen that way. Yeah. Maybe I was talking about Dizzy. You don't know.
Mm.
Well, that's the other thing is like he's obsessed with Carmen, chases her across the galaxy, and Dizzy does the same thing to him.
Yeah.
She's like in love with him.
I mean, Dizzy is clearly the better choice, though.
Right, and he's so stupid for like not seeing it in front of him, and it's kind of the tragedy of her dying and Carmen, you know, being a career woman, and you know.
Yep.
I'm sorry your parents were mad. Anyway, see you in a month or two.
And she kind of does a reverse fuck, what is it called? Dear John thing with him, doesn't she? Because she's not home. Because she's not home.
She also never wants to say I love you. She's doing all the male stereotype things.
Right. But she's actually out in the shit or whatever. I mean, not at his level, but you know, she's doing the career military thing. So it's almost like a reverse Dear John.
She wants.
I
didn't
gotta go. I'm sorry.
She's married to the service.
Yep.
Listen, bitch. Try it. Say it once.
I mean, can we just examine the fact how Paul Verhoeven read the
She said it right there. Come on, it counts.
She had to choke it back. She's like, I love you. Like fucking not even
I guess I love you. I really prefer guys that have serious coke addiction.
She's like clenching her teeth when she says it. Like, I love you.
I love you, I guess.
Well, I think a degree of that has to be Denise's lack of talent as an actress, though. I mean, some of it's direction, but some of it's got to be that she's just not very good.
Oh yeah, handing out.
Here, kids. Here's my assault rifle. Don't shoot your eye out.
This is some kind of like modified bullpup rifle, right? And it's like handing them free bullets. Free bullets.
Oh my god.
Free bullets, kids.
This is my favorite part. Crime and punishment. A murderer was captured this morning and tried today. Guilty. His sentence, death. Execution tonight. The arm of justice is swift. We don't.
Hey, how fascist and not see?
Oh shit! It's
I look like?
It's fucking dude from Psych. I can't think of his name right now.
Dude from what?
Psych. The cop. Lassiter. Lassiter from Psych.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Again, too. I mean, for 97.
This is great. This is great.
Yeah, and it's great because like they censor this, right?
Yeah.
But then they show you like all these disgusting dead bodies, like fucking right now and seconds later.
Yeah, because it's some kind of religion. It's a religious cult, and they want to remind you don't go against the system.
This is what sets off the war, and it's not really communicated very well. But it's like, okay,
is it?
Yes.
Is it?
He joins.
I have another theory.
The Mormons.
Go on then.
disregard warnings. They set up their colony, Joe Smith. They're fucking all brutally executed without warning. And then the fucking arachnids start hurling asteroids at us. Like they declare total war on us just because we set up a colony on their base. It's fucked up.
Clearly the best drill instructor I've ever seen.
I mean, that's
aside from Arlie Emery and Full Metal Jacket is drill instructor Zim here.
Clancy Brown's amazing. Krusty Krab.
I know lots of drill instructors, and they said this is one of their favorite things. Like if they could possibly fuck the recruits up this much and then just call a medic to fix anything that
it's because they have like future tech of healing, so you can just break their arms and shit to teach them lessons and shit. It's amazing. It's so good.
That becomes a bit of an in joke within the film, doesn't it? Medic!
Medic!
Exactly. If you don't like it, quit. You grab your gear
knife.
and you fucking leave. Go ahead, sorry.
The knife is my favorite, though. Put your hand on that wall, soldier.
Put your hand on that wall.
Because he knows he'll be healed, and it's like, oh god, this is gonna hurt. Because if you know your hand was gonna get fucking destroyed on purpose, you would be like, fuck you, I didn't put my hand up there. You come take my hand, bitch.
That dude, he's been in a bunch of movies too from the 90s.
He was I don't know, but he was in a Vietnam
Eric
TV
Bruscotter.
Yep,
that's the name.
In a Vietnam TV show called Tour Duty.
I
love how like he's wearing a black sweater, right? A black pullover sweater. You can tell it's like all wet. It's all the blood and shit soaked through it. It's amazing.
Medic,
my arm, I reckon it's busted, sir.
And then they put his arm in like a cast with like blue liquid, and
somehow because they're speed healing it.
And then Diz specifically request transfer here.
See, okay, pay attention, Hollywood. Pay attention. This is how you do strong female characters.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Yeah. Fort Walter Cronkite.
They do not shove it down your throat. They just go, look, she's kind of a badass.
Little titties of mine.
She's kind of a badass. She takes on the drill instructor. She gets fucked up. Later, when they're in the chow hall, you see her neck is all fucked up.
That's the other thing I like is Jake Busey really wants to be squad leader, and you never see him do it, but like you find out he does it for like a brief time, and he fucks it up. And
she got a hit on him. To her credit, she got one hit.
Don't we see Jake in the lead during the Clan Dafflu invasion? Or Planet P?
That's why it got fucked up, though.
Yeah, there's a brief one there.
Now you would know, Wes. So you put your knee in someone's neck like that, you can knock him out.
I got mad one day in training in boot camp, and the drill sergeant said, that's not the proper way to, because we were doing martial arts and stuff like that. And he said, that's not the proper way you do the arm bar. And I said, well, maybe you should come show me, because if you think you can get a hold of me, go for it. And because I'm me, I was like, yeah. I was like, take the drill sergeant hat off, so I don't want it to get dirty. And he thought I was kidding. He thought I was kidding and just being usual joker.
You hear that?
Right, McKelly. Yeah.
Rank is not an issue here, right?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
He's a pretty big dude in his own right.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Skeleton-looking motherfucker. You know what's funny is that guy Breckenridge broke his arm earlier today, and he was like scooping with his broken hand, like using the scoop.
Yeah,
it's like ready to go that day. Like it's amazing. And then
neck
abrasions all over her neck.
Yeah, I took Drill Sergeant Broussard on. Hats off to you, Drill Sergeant Broussard, if you're still alive and kicking. And we went. I had him for like a half of a second. I thought I was like, look at this. And then he took his thumb and stuck it into my windpipe right here and pushed up, and he knocked me unconscious. He just knocked me unconscious.
Oh, that's a great story. I can't wait for the book to come out. Might take some time to think of some titles while we're here.
A thumb in my windpipe.
A thumb in his windpipe, or somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like what's saying? Disney, she keeps doing stuff that she's not Mary suing it. She's good.
Yeah.
So
well, they establish she's a legit athlete early in the series who can compete with the guys to some degree. So it's not. There's a setup for it.
But
it's not a shock.
But not past the point of reason, because the drill sergeant just takes her down like anybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, she was quarterback on the team, which it's not like she was like the quarterback defense or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Put
It's
your
not
hand on the
physical
wall.
strength she's got on them.
Yeah, this
She
is
doesn't
one of
have
the
physical
best
strength.
knife
Just skill.
hand stabs I've ever seen. It looks so good. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, they actually used a pneumatic. They used a
Yeah.
pneumatic pump thing to shoot that thing at him.
It's a prop hand too. Yeah,
prop
and you
hand.
can
Yeah,
see the spray come out. It's amazing looking. And then it flinches. You think it's a fake hand, and then it does the clench so perfectly. Oh, yep, none of this.
Oh, Chris, demonetized.
Now here's a funny thing I did not know until I saw it today. Breckenridge and the black girl who kills him, they actually met on set in this movie, and they're married.
Now,
Oh, that's quite heartwarming.
obviously,
didn't know
Andrew know this. I heard.
I thought you were going to say he's circumcised or something like that, but you know.
Yeah, or are you gonna talk about Paul Verhoeven getting naked for this scene?
Or someone has to. Someone
So
has
they
to.
were
Come on,
like-
Chris.
Paul Verhoeven was like, "Look, guys, get comfortable around each other. Let's just do a little fashion show, like a runway." And they were like, "This is weird." And she's like, "What's the problem?" And then Dizzy was like, "If it's such a no big deal, why don't you get naked?" And without skipping a beat, Paul Verhoeven's like butt naked. And then the director or the cinematographer, he also grew up in a nudist colony, and he was also naked immediately. And everyone's like cracking their ass up because these are like two old geezers with their little old balls hanging out.
No fucks given.
So,
That's
and
awesome.
then they stopped caring. They're like very European shoot. But yeah, this was
I mean, turn that wall.
Put your hand on that wall.
Whoa! But what's funny is like,
I wish I could share screen right now. Fuck.
yeah. Well, you guys know what's happening, you perverts. They're all in the shower together, but he came here because of a girl. And you call him out in front of all your troops like that? His nickname's Loverboy now. They're never going to let that up.
Being an older
And then
guy,
later when Diz dumps him in front of everybody, that's even more embarrassing.
Carmen.
Ugh.
Carmen dumps him.
Sorry, Carmen, my mistake.
No, I was gonna say, being an older person, some people would say, "Oh, why would it have co-ed showers?" My view is, you have alien fucking bugs slaughtering people by tens of thousands. Co-ed showers is like,
well,
it's also
that wasn't a thing in the book. Yeah,
Paul Verhoeven read The Room. This whole women putting careers over being wives and mothers and stuff like that, and the whole gender equality thing. He really read The Room and knew this shit was coming down like this. So you got to give him credit for that, crazy fucking Dutchman.
The man who brought us Basic Instinct.
I
guess everyone's so like, what's the word? Desexualized. Like they're not all fucking each other like crazy rabbits in the showers. Like how.
They're professionals. Come on.
Right.
Not to mention, even if they're going to, again, you're fighting fucking, 20-foot arachnids.
Right. Amy Smart in a couple cameos here.
Amy Smart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Amy Smart.
Going out, Ibanez out in 5.
I think Wes said this too. I agree. Amy Smart's got a certain cuteness to her. I don't know how to describe
goddamn
it.
pilots.
I never
Stop
considered her
having
like
fun.
super hot, but she's just like, I don't know. She's just so adorable.
Yeah, wasn't she in Crank? She was hot in that one.
She was, and Justified as well.
She gets banged in that football field in front of everybody. That's awesome.
Both movies she's fucked.
Yeah, she gets the kid off quite a bit.
Also, the Road Trip. She was in
Road Trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I feel more and more related with the guys in the back seat. Like how they're like, "Oh no, Ibanez, she's crazy. Like, look how she flies through this fucking thing." I'd be like, "You bitch."
We are fast. We are fast approaching. We are fast
do not
approaching.
do this shit. I would definitely be the guy in the back seat, like, I would just close my eyes. I'd be like, I don't want to do this, dude. You're fucking being an asshole. Look at this.
Back on.
Stupidest way to die ever. Like, fucking. Look how she's like smiling like a maniac. She's like, "All your lives are in my hands."
Again, I gotta, once again mention the fucking 1997. That looks, it holds up to this day, man.
It looks amazing. It looks so amazing, and like the lighting's perfect too. Like because they use flat lighting, like a TV lighting, it I don't know, it makes the special effects look better.
Was that sequence mostly models or CGI or a composite of both?
I'm sure it's composite. I'm sure they use models for sure because this is like around the magic time where they were using not 100% CGI. What's amazing is a lot of the arachnids are 100% CGI, and there's so many shots where it's like when that one is like dead and it comes back to life and bites Rico through the leg. Like that shit looks like a prop. And then it comes alive, and you realize, like, dude, no, it's CG.
And they foreshadow that scene as well because they have that little tutelage thing from from Neil Patrick Harris, where he's like, here's a tip: get them in the brainstem, or else they're still 87% combat effective.
Yeah.
So, Wow.
Oh,
Hey,
so
sexual
happy.
harassment in the workplace. I
Xander.
just decided to get you assigned to me. So we are very fast approaching the Lord of Toxicity's theory on how the war actually kicked off.
Oh,
Okay. I mean,
God.
we are 35 minutes into the film, so
Well, I know the common theory is like the humans like faked the Buenos Aires bombing, but it's like no, because we see the meteor cross
Yeah.
the fucking Roger Young.
I'm
and it
actually
blows-
surprised that you have not picked up on what I'm going to say either, Enzo. I'm
Just say it
actually
now.
really-
Just say it
that-
now. What is it?
You want me to say it now?
Yeah, because we've all seen the
All
movie.
right.
I mean,
So later on in the obnoxious flirtations between these two, they're up on like midnight watch, in the middle of the night doing the flying, and she decides to break ranks and break orders and go ahead and change the trajectory. And she's like, "Oh, this saves us time. I checked the math. My math is right." Well, by doing so, she brings them into the path of
quarantine
the
zone.
fucking of the meteor that is coming through and knocks it off course, and then it hits Buenos Aires, whereas before it would not have. So basically, this entire fucking war is this dumb fucking whore's fucking fault.
You could also argue that she, maybe the arachnids, she invaded arachnid quarantine space and they figured it out and started launching asteroids.
Look at that. Oh, shit,
this is the kind of shit that I'd be like, bitch, this is not cute.
Exactly.
Like when she's also like when they're getting ready to leave and she waits till the last possible moment to like let the hoses go. It's like, what
She
if
just- it's
what
like
if
that
you-
much,
what if
like-
something goes wrong and they get snagged? Don't exceed port speed.
It's my theory that Carmen started the war.
That's actually very hilarious. I love it. It's funny.
Thanks.
But it also doesn't really like throw off like my theory either. It's not the humans like faking war so they can continue militaristic society,
No, it was dumb female error, which is basically to blame with most of the things that have gone wrong.
But yeah, I mean, you could think if they were to somehow stop that asteroid somehow that they caught, then yeah, this whole movie's like conflict probably wouldn't have happened.
Goddamn Apple.
You have to understand.
Where was the asteroid going? Where was it going?
It could have been going anywhere, but they knocked it off course. They knocked the asteroid off of course.
I mean, I do like the idea that it's a crazy response that the arachnids have because the arachnids don't understand individualism. The arachnids, like the Borg, or they're basically communism evolved. They are
hive mind.
Yeah,
believe
they
it
are
or not,
communists.
Ooh.
This kind of laser tag game type thing you have here, this is actually very close, very similar to what we have in the military.
Do they actually tase you? That's awesome.
No, you have these you wear these vests that they send signals off, and then it kind of gives you like a light shock.
Yeah,
and then it's called Miles gear. And
so
then
like super laser tag.
There go this shit.
Yeah,
laser tag you can feel. That's badass. I love it.
Right. It's actually really cool, and your weapon will shoot blanks, and you have a blank adapter, and it'll actually send a signal that says that you're dead. Yeah.
You think paintball would just be cheaper?
That'd be a good band name. Flip 6-3 hole.
Well, then you'd have to deal with all the
laundry,
the uniforms, laundry. Yeah,
all the laundry.
Kid's got some moves. Give him a squad. See what he can do. Well, he's gonna get someone killed, I'm afraid. But yeah, back to like the bugs. Like I said, the bugs don't understand individuals. They don't understand. They think they are one thing and we humans are another thing. So like that thing needs to be destroyed. So I think like the fact that the Mormons, set up Fort Joe Smith, like I said, their response is declaring total war with us, the humans. Like they launch asteroids at our planet. The first one kills like 8 million people or some shit. And it's like, dude, okay, they represent an existential threat to mankind.
Oh my God, she's so gorgeous. She is so gorgeous.
Yeah,
Dragonheart. Remember her in that one?
She wasn't in Dragonheart.
Yeah, she is. She's the redhead chick.
I think she is. Yeah, you're right.
Which one's with Matthew McConaughey?
No, you're thinking of Rain of Fire.
That's Rain of Fire.
Sean Connery's a talking dragon. I am
I'm the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
I was like 10 when it came
Rain
out
of Fire. Is it? It's not Olga Kurilenko. Is it Isabella Scorpuzza, who was a Bond girl, I think?
What a
yes,
no, it is
correct.
Olga from
GoldenEye.
From Devil. Oh yeah, you're right.
Olga Kurilenko.
Why would Carmen send him this sexy video
I
gram
know, really.
Yeah. Hey, big boy, how you doing? By
Hey,
the way,
hey.
I think we're gonna break up now.
By the way, I'm fucking my commander right now, and I'm about to start a big bug war. So I hope
Isn't it
I hope
beautiful?
you're doing
Just like
good
my
at
big,
training.
huge titties. Well, that's why I bring it up. You're never gonna see them again, Rico. I'm sorry. It's time for us to part ways.
Literally,
It's like,
I'm
you
literally
bitch.
walking around with Xander's coming me right now.
Gave me a
just so that you're
180.
aware.
It's
then
got
all
the
your
perfect
friends are
ending
like-
though. I hope we can be friends.
Oh God, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
love
Carmen.
Jake
Love
Busey's
it.
So
Thank
right.
you,
It's
dear.
funny how they always want to be friends after they rip your guts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's not what you wanted to hear.
No,
It's so-
that's exactly what I wanted to hear. You
The best is
fucking
like all
cunt.
the homies. Like
I
they're all
know.
like, "Whoa!" He's
dear.
like, "Check out my hot girlfriend." Yeah, dude. And it's like, by the way, and they're all like, "Oh," and they all kind of like,
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
like,
yeah, they're
"Ooh,
all like,
sorry.
damn.
We're gonna leave you alone with your video mail."
Well, his one toxic friend is still there to fucking, make him feel
That's-
better.
That's right there,
Jesus is
buddy.
like, "It's
Yeah.
okay. I'll suck his dick in a minute. He'll forget all about it." I would just be fucking Diz like right that afternoon. I'd just be like, "You
I
know
would
what?
I would make a video of me
You know
fucking
what?
this
Yeah.
and send
Here's
it
my
to
res-
Carmen. I'd
Allow
be
me
like,
to retort, Carmen."
yeah, oh, you were done. Well, allow me to retort.
Carmen.
Hey man, so
Yeah.
since your girlfriend's available, you wouldn't mind if I hit her up, would you?
You,
No,
you
it's
still,
weird.
you still got those panties that you said she gave you?
You
don't care
weird
now, do you?
horse tooth bastard. You still got me to kick around, Bucko. We're
Oh, Wes-
bisexuals, remember?
Wes,
We
you
love each other.
sent a message back to Carmen like, you may want to get checked for quick chlamydia.
Yeah.
In the future,
See, that's
everyone
why-
is
That's why
pansexual.
I have never been upset about a chick breaking my heart because I'm always like, well, I got the last laugh. Now you have chlamydia.
Oh my
bitch.
god.
Classy. Very classy.
What a gentleman.
Cheers.
Oh
Cheers.
We
dear.
don't call him the Lord of Toxicity for nothing. In fact, he calls himself that. We don't call him. We call him
Yeah.
Wes usually.
Yeah. How dare
He
you refer to me
insists-
by my
He
government
insists
name?
that we call him the Lord of Toxicity, which is such a
So it's also funny. These things are real. These little pop up. They call them Fast Freddy. They pop up, and you're supposed to be able to shoot them when you do on a range.
They're also like green and humanoid because there's something in the book called skinnies, which are like some other alien race they've had skirmishes with the humans. I don't know.
Huh.
There's some kind of humanoid like greens almost like grays, but I don't know.
Oh,
That's there for another movie, I guess. So yeah, like I said, these two become a
Yeah, they're
couple.
probably the ones that invade.
oh, got it.
That's one of the best props ever.
Ooh.
That
that was
exploding
sick.
head.
Oh, good
It's like
domino.
red oatmeal
Medic!
coming out of
Medic!
it. Fix him.
Who did the creature effects?
Rob Bottin, he did that that head exploding
cool.
effects specifically. He came out of retirement to do that one and a few other effects. But also Phil Tippett, who did the Jurassic Park claymation stuff,
shit,
he
the
was
The
getting
puppetry.
into,
Good
yeah,
tank.
he was into computer stuff by
no,
this
sir.
movie. So his
Then why did
his
you
studio
order
was
your
doing
man
a lot
to
of this
move his-
stuff. In fact, the creatures, the arachnids, are like rejected character designs for one of the Tremors sequels, which is why they have like Tremors like mandibles. They look very graboid esque.
Old Asex Hank Schrader over here is just fucking coming after Johnny like he sold a bunch of blue meth.
Now I ask you, Wes. So did
Go.
Rico fuck up?
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
He's
took the helmet off. But here's the thing. They told Homegirl she could quit, and she did. And that's the thing. When you quit, there's no penalty except you can't become a citizen. You're ineligible to become a citizen now once you quit. So that's why they kind of like, but there's no penalty, there's no fine. In fact, they kind of discourage you. And that's why they say, hey, we're gonna give you corporal punishment if you want.
Yeah, look at that. He's
If
pretty
you
good shape.
choose to quit.
Yeah,
You know,
I like
and-
that. I like the fact they choose a black guy to whip him too. That's
What's
awesome.
also funny is
Yeah.
the black dude was talking about how when he's doing the fake whipping, he's like standing a safe distance away and he's cracking the whip for real, like safely. But every
Great
time
hair.
he cracks it, he like takes a step forward and then he does another crack and he takes another step forward. And Paul Verhoeven had to keep being like, "Get back! You're gonna actually whip him, you know? Get
That's
back!"
it's such a great line from Clancy Brown. He's like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I've
It's a
always
little
liked
dog
that,
treat.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
little
because
rawhide.
it's like you know that even though he's a fucking hard ass, he respects Johnny
I've been
for the
whipped.
fact that he's taking his whipping,
Goddamn
and
right.
and you know that Zim, the drill sergeant, he's gone through this himself.
Yeah, dude. Who hadn't gotten taken a licking these day and age? Shit, everyone's taking a licking.
For real.
Although 10 lashings is a lot. That's one of those things where you don't think that's a lot, but he like falls unconscious by like number 5. You know, he's like, oh god.
Yeah, it's you see some pussy on TikTok. Oh, it's only 10. I can do 10 no problem. Yeah.
But also like Gary Busey or Jake Busey, he's now no squad leader. Woo!
Another reason to move to Singapore. Find out. Enjoy corporal punishment.
Nobody fucking puts gum out on the streets out there. I'll tell you that much. Nobody fucking.
No. I had a friend at uni from Singapore who does. Well, actually, I had a friend from Singapore who did service in Afghanistan, and he told me that he had a cousin who was hung for importing drugs, and everyone else said, "Oh, is that terrible? How do you feel about that?" And he said, "Well, you shouldn't have done it."
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's a very pragmatic society, Singapore. Very, very pragmatic.
I'm such a pothead. I don't want to go to any of those Asian countries where you're like innocent, guilty until proven innocent. It's like fuck that. I ain't getting broke down palace out there.
Penalty's death.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, you're gonna wind up like River Phoenix, and Vince Vaughn is screaming your name as you getting fucking hung from the gallows.
She's so happy and calm.
I decided to go ahead and thank you. I love my after sex coffee.
2 weeks above the Starship, and you think you could lick my maps? It's like, well, yeah, you're like, I think you might be right, Wes. She might have triggered an intergalactic war. I mean, the Mormon settlers didn't help. But like then on top of that, there's like a ship flying in their airspace. They're like, launch a fucking meteor out of orbit now. Do it. And we don't really get into the logistics of like how the fuck these aliens can shoot plasma out of their asses. It knocks a meteor out of orbit, and it somehow goes all the way across the galaxy, pinpoint accuracy to Earth within not 500 years.
Listen, I'm gonna need you to get all the way off of Paul Verhoeven's back over this. All right.
I mean, you assume, I assume there's like a black hole or a wormhole that they shoot the meteors through, and it comes out somewhere on our side of the galaxy. It's the only explanation.
I still hope this day.
Eat enough curry, and you'll feel like you're suddenly shooting plasma out of your ass.
I love curry. I like all kinds of
this day with fucking Ben Affleck talking Michael Bay. Mike, just curious, would it be easier to train astronauts to fucking drill versus?
And what did Michael Bay say?
Ben, just shut the fuck up, Ben. Just shut
the fuck off.
Take your new teeth and go fuck yourself.
It's a drill. How hard could it be? You point it at the ground and you turn it on.
All right.
One of my favorite commentary tracks ever. Ooh, gravity trailed.
It's a Jurassic
Park
out
there.
Yeah, see?
We got a Gravosaurus outside stomping around the ship.
It's a space T-Rex.
Gravosaurus Rex.
Captain, we're in the path of an unidentified.
You know, honestly, I think this captain is now one of the sexier bitches in this movie. But my favorite is the black chick who kills Breckenridge. I think she's the foxiest bitch.
I agree.
She got them big old hangers. She got them big old titties.
She's cute.
Yeah. And this movie came out when I was going through my black girl phase.
Well, like I said, Breckenridge met her and fucking married her.
Well, yeah, as I like to call my slave master.
So, like I said, assuming
there goes the monetization, eh?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, they talk about propaganda reels. You think the government let the asteroid hit and used it as an excuse to declare war? No, that's not true. The arachnids fucking declare total war on us because we're, simply hanging around their planets. And like I said, we know that it's true because we watched this asteroid go through and they break their communications, so they're unable to warn the planet.
Yeah.
But the fact that it slipped through the planetary defenses, the thing is, I don't think the planetary defenses were on high alert like they were at the beginning of the movie, aka a year in the future.
I'd say because that was the big thing, is like that was showing the lasers.
I'm surprised you haven't got into the physics. The physics of that scene.
It's a lot to. There's a lot of scientific inaccuracies, like I said earlier. But
you're gonna take a.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? There's
no inertia to overcome. Why couldn't you avoid the asteroid?
Yeah.
Space is enormously, infinitely big. There's no inertia, which would have been the easiest thing in the world to avoid.
You can come to a dead stop, can't you? And just go straight down like a hummingbird, Silly. But also the explosions in space with sound and fire. There's a lot of stuff like that in this movie. But yeah, I mean, the idea
how fast is it traveling?
Yeah. It had to have been, like I said, it had to have gone through some kind of wormhole to show up this quickly on our side of the galaxy. But all that stuff aside, like the arachnids represent an existential threat if they can just hurl asteroids at Earth, causing millions of deaths at a single instant. You know, it's like, holy shit. And the idea is the arachnids can't be reasoned with. The idea is when you go to war with someone, you want someone to submit, to bend to your will. So you kind of push them to a breaking point. Violence, the supreme authority from which all other authorities are derived.
Mom, Dad, I'm coming home.
Now he washed out. He quit. But the idea is like, because of the violence, the arachnids, they only seem to want humans to die. They don't want us to retreat. They don't want us to leave. Like I said, they killed all the Mormon settlers without any warning. They fucking exterminated them while they're eating. You know?
Yeah.
Butchered
So they're basically Hamas.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently no one thought to equip missiles or lasers or artilleries on a spaceship in the future. Yeah, to be fair, that is a giant asteroid, and they were really close to it. So I'm sure if they blew it up, it would have fucking fucked up their ship too. But who cares?
Yeah.
The scientific inaccuracies aside, I think my big point is like the political stuff is what really fascinates me. Because like, if it was a fascistic society, here's another thing: corruption is a common thing with fascistic societies. Yeah. Well, the only actual corruption you see in this entire movie is right now when Rico's about to quit, he's going to leave, and he finds out that Buenos Aires was destroyed, and he goes back. He's like, I want to sign back up. And they're like, you can't. It's illegal. And it's like, that's the only time that you see corruption. And it's not because he bribes them or anything. It's because they feel sorry for him.
The thing about it is we live in the society that we live in, and 20 years ago, they found out that I had flat feet, and I had made it that far into training, and they were like, hey, you're not medically able to complete the training. And I had that same drill sergeant I got in a fight with, went to bat for me with the commander and was like, hey, let him tough it out. If he can make it through training, I think he could be a viable soldier. So
yeah, like I said, and that's the other thing is like, you know, everything else we've seen in the previous propaganda reels, quote unquote propaganda reels, the FedNet reels, everything we see before and after this scene is obviously true because we see it with our own eyes. That's the other thing is like the media in this future is so transparent. Like they literally live stream the invasion of Clan Dathu, and we watch the humans get their asses kicked.
As opposed to our media that's so subtle and has so much
but the point is, like, if it was an actual fascistic society, they wouldn't be broadcasting the fact that we got our asses kicked. Sky Marshal Deans resigns. Did Hitler resign after the Battle of Stalingrad? No, they fucking, they keep going. They never resign. That's the thing about a fascist dictator. They fucking, they hold power.
Now let's be honest. I mean, they're all pissed off because it was Buenos Aires that got wiped off the map.
It's where they're from.
I'm saying, if meteor landed in Africa, nobody would have cared.
Now, in the book,
in the book, Ebony alert! Listen, Ebony alert! Ebony alert!
8.7 million dead. Now, in the book, do they destroy Buenos Aires, or do they destroy Toronto?
No, they destroyed Buenos Aires.
Right, and the idea is Rico's not from Buenos Aires, but the idea of making him from Buenos Aires gives him that cathartic, like, emotional reason to do it. And like I said, this is the only corruption you see in this entire fucking movie. Now, obviously, in the sequels, the computer animated sequels, we do see a little bit more of this military corruption, but it's always like bad apples doing bad things. But like, yeah, they're like, you can't rejoin. It's against the law. And they just feel sorry for him. They're like, you know what? My family was in Buenos Aires, sir. And they're like,
I think it's also speaks to, this is also like the soldiers
doesn't look right to me.
Becoming a man journey. I think both the commander and the drill sergeant like him. I think they see a competent potential, leader. And I think they wanted him in. I think that's pretty common.
And plus, Wes knows this. Sometimes certain officers will break their own rules for certain people.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that's interesting is Rico, Casper Van Dien. He was heavily influenced acting-wise by Clancy Brown and Michael Ironside. He said that both of them to this day remain like huge influences in his life and his career.
That as they should be.
Yeah. They took him aside and gave him some good acting advice.
Sympathy for Rico stems from his rash.
His rash?
His rash? Where? His butthole, or like, it stems from his rash.
Characteristic in him.
Sorry, you
that
cut
he's
out
someone
rational.
Oh, sorry. Well, his rationale for the wind's picked up here. The rationale, it's we're gonna have an outage of power soon, and the island will probably sink beneath the ocean.
Oh shit. Dude, that's some
Know your
awful last
foe.
words to say right there, dude.
Yikes.
No.
Did the bugs just wipe out New Zealand? Did the
like-
bugs
Looks
wiped out
like
New Zealand?
something that soldiers need to be able to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm asking, what do you think?
Well, you
we
cut
don't know
out
what you're
again. I'm
asking
afraid.
because you faded out like the bugs were sending an asteroid to New Zealand.
He's probably heard the kids.
But yeah,
It's probably
what
on
was
the.
the question
Hang on, I'll have a look. It's probably on the way.
again? Oh.
No. Well, that part of the reason they have some sympathy for Rico
There
would
was
be
anime?
that
I didn't know that.
when he explains his rationale for removing the helmet, he says, "I wanted to
right.
win,"
Yeah.
and they understand that his rationale is not that he was being a dickhead, but he was trying to win the scenario. He was willing to take risks and make sacrifices, and that maybe that's something that soldiers need to be able to do.
Not gonna lie,
agree.
seeing that dead dog did piss me off. Like,
And it's like, Wes and Chris said, like, yeah, they just see something in him. Zid and the other guy, Dean from Breaking Bad. You put a nuke in a bug hole, you got a lot of dead bugs. He looks like a bug when he says that. That's why it's so funny.
yeah,
When he says that, I always think of Contact, where he blew the fucking space
Oh,
shuttle
right.
up.
Let me tell you, motherfucker, live and let live,
kill them all.
kill them all.
Yeah,
But exactly, like, I agree with Rico. Like, those things are fucking so dangerous to where they're a threat on the other side of the galaxy. They got to go. And we can't communicate with them. That's like the whole goal of, like, what is his name? Neil Patrick Harris and them. Their whole goal is to just figure out how to communicate with the bugs. They're not trying. We're not trying to exterminate the bugs. We're trying to figure out a way to fucking talk to them just to figure out what the hell they want.
I mean, it's not really, Chris. It's not really a surprise, is it, that the Italian guy is a fascist?
Yeah, I'm over here, like championing
Mussolini over here.
I mean, one of the things where, like, it's a hard future, but we're in a hard present. So I mean,
No, I 100% would imagine there'd be certain sympathizers, even though the human fucking species is on our extinction. Some asshole like, maybe the bugs are just misunderstood. Like no,
Right.
they're giant fucking insects. They want
Tell
to
that
eat
to the
you.
people in Buenos Aires, you dick. That's exactly what I'd say. I'd be like, you know what? No. And the thing is, we watch at the beginning of the movie, aka a year in the future, that they're hurling more asteroids our way. It wasn't like a once in a lifetime fluke. Like, they were just like hurling 8 million people killer size asteroids at us, like, relentlessly, to where the point we have to put fucking cannons on our own moon.
But imagine if this was actually happening in 2023. You'd have people that are like pro bug. You'd have people pro bugs.
Yeah,
they'd be like,
100%.
we don't
they
understand
even
the
have
bugs.
people that are pro bugs in the future when they talk about, like, we need to understand the bugs, and some people, like that news reporter, like, some people were saying that a live and let live policy should be, preferable to war with the bugs. And that's when Rico's like, fuck that. They gotta go. Because, like I said, they represent an existential threat to mankind. They've declared total war on us, which is like zombies or Terminators.
Hang on one second. I love the fact that these guys get into it, and this dickhead Xander makes a point to call him private.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But then says rank is not an issue. Well, what the fuck do you bring my rank up for then, bitch?
Nice.
Well, because he realized, like, Rico was down to play.
Yeah.
And I love how, like, that fucking 90s song Fade Into You is playing. Like, that song is still popular 200 years in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a good song.
Mazzy Star.
Mazzy Star, yeah. Mazzy Star, yeah.
Yeah, Mazzy Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where they just played it? You know where they just played it recently? On the TV show Yellow Jackets, which Enzo is a huge fan of.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
Right here.
I do like that guitar solo in that song.
Nice.
Of
course, busy there again too.
I like the world building in here where they have
jarheads.
Yeah, they call them jarheads, and they have their own expression.
I would get Death from Above tattooed on me if I could. If I did, if I wanted another tattoo, which
mobile infantry and fleet don't mix.
That's such a good line. Come on, Rico. Mobile infantry and fleet don't mix. Plus, I already said I was going to suck your dick. Remember? I'm way hotter than Carmen.
Huh.
The asteroids in the Animu actually carried bugs on them. Motherfucker, dude. Yeah, no. The bugs got to go.
Damn, that's awesome.
The bugs got to go. It's like, look, the bugs didn't make us exterminate. Like, we didn't exterminate the bugs. We didn't choose that. The bugs made us do it.
It's that seems like looks better than the fucking current 2022 Halo show is on Paramount.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It
Come on,
does.
Enzo. You've got to take a leap forward a little bit and say, we didn't choose the bugs' lives.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bugs' lives chose us.
Yeah. Fucking Clint. We didn't land on Clendathu. Fucking Clendathu landed on us.
I had to watch the first episode of Halo, and I'm like, wow, it's worse than I could have fucking imagined. Like
A Halo show? Oh,
yeah.
God.
like it's because it's so many people. I had to watch the first episode for myself. And I'm like, man, that's talk about
Here's your
butchering.
Basil Polidorus
Right there.
score right here. Just fucking pumping all cylinders. So good. And then, yeah, these, even though these are models, the fucking
Yeah.
specific shot where the model little dropper lands in one take, falls from the sky, lands, and then opens, and then human actors come out of it in one take.
Yeah.
Shit looks amazing.
It does. It really puts the shit that Disney's doing to shame. And this is like
Right.
a 25-year-old movie right here.
Like I said, in 1997, as a fucking 12-year-old, I thought this movie got robbed by Titanic Special Effects Award. I was like, no way.
You
I
were
mean-
right then, and you were correct now.
And it's like, even now, it's like, dude, like you said, it's like this shit's better than the stuff current day.
Yeah.
35% complete. He's always got to talk like this.
Here
Like,
comes the big ass fucking laser or whatever beams of light and shit.
it's like radioactive bug shit. It's like flying out of their ass.
Yeah, look at that.
Like, you don't realize what they are right now. And then when you see
True.
them come out, you're like, oh, how
Even more-
embarrassing that you got killed by a giant insect turd in space.
A glow-in-the-dark insect turd in space.
Yeah,
Fucking-
really.
And how volatile of an insect are you to where you shit radioactive rockets? You know, like, God,
Yeah.
what are you eating?
Ugh.
What is your diet comprised of, man?
Again, this
Yeah.
scene. Look at that. Yeah, man. Like Enzo
Must,
said, man.
must be like uranium on the planet.
God.
That's some great special effects, man.
Oh, that's the other thing about the cool thing about the arachnids is they eat any organic material, so they can eat dirt and stuff and still stay alive.
This is a big nod to World War II, where we had a plan to called Market Garden, which is we were going to drop the airborne behind enemy lines and shut down their defenses, so that when the infantry and the Rangers stormed Normandy, we'd already have them flanked. But unfortunately, we fucked up the plan, and the Germans were too well equipped, and they were shooting our planes down while that was happening. So they had all these misdrops.
Is that a bridge too far? The film version of that.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it?
The Drinker did a stream on. I think Market Garden
I heard
was
that.
immortalized in a film called A Bridge Too Far.
After it gets to the ship.
Yeah.
But yeah, bridge too far. Go on.
I don't know. I got
here.
that from Band of Brothers. So
The ship lands.
Oh, okay.
The door
No, The
opens,
Drinker did a stream on top 5 military films.
Nice.
Comes up in
Seamless.
that one.
yeah, these weapons are pretty
Well, it's
bad.
got weight to it.
They hold a lot of ammo. These. What do they call?
Oh, yeah.
What do they call them? Maquitas. They call them Maquitas. or
Yeah,
something
I
like that?
assume it's like
Mer-
fucking at least like 250 round magazines from what I'm calculating.
Yeah.
The other thing too,
This-
this
this
was a lot of fucking extras.
This
too.
movie had the most blanks
Yeah.
ever fired
Yeah.
at the time.
Oh,
It was like
those aren't- those aren't real.
30,000.
Yeah. Those aren't real extras. That most of that's computer generated.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
I
A lot
know
of
it
it
is.
is.
I
What
know
they
it
do is they film one group and they just copy paste the group and
Correct.
shrink it. You know.
That is correct.
Well, again, at the time this came out, man, right there, look
Yeah.
at that shit is just sick.
It still looks great.
Yeah.
And then nuke them. Yeah, the idea that they're just like using tactical nuclear warheads, you know, it's so
Yeah.
cool. It's like just a little 1 kiloton bomb. This is a little nothing. You know,
Uh-huh.
a little,
What's that? It's
Just a
definitely people
little-
met saying considering say this was not even the year 2000, and it just shows back then when people cared like fucking the CGI from
Yeah,
1997
nuke 'em.
was just fucking this detailed. Oh, yeah.
It's the weight that practical effects
Yeah.
carry, isn't it? The practical
Man.
effects carry a weight with them that
Yeah.
CGI even now can't really compensate
Yeah.
for.
well, yeah, like I said, it was the magic time. Like Titanic did it too, where it's like a good combination of special effects, CGI, and props, you know, and that's
Yeah.
why it looks so real. The arachnids,
Men in Black.
yeah, Men in Black looks amazing. The first one
Well,
too,
yeah.
hell yeah. Dude, the Edgar
The
suit,
first one.
that's Rick Baker at his prime.
Shoot it.
This thing is computer. It looks so fucking real in some of these shots. It looks like a prop, but you know it's CGI because of the way it moves, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
if I were to put like still frames, you would think it's a prop.
You could make a pretty good argument that these things are hyper intelligent because they took out the
Right.
sergeant and the lieutenant in the very opening volley. right
Yeah.
there.
And that's the best is he's the first one to say, like, remember your training and you'll be
Yeah.
alive. And he's the first one to die.
You shit your pants. You see like 10,000 these
Also, like,
fuckers. Look at
it
that.
took like 10 of them like opening fire on it in a continuous stream to put it down. It's like, dude, they're fucked.
Yeah.
They're totally about to get their asses whipped. And then also Jujumi talking about how like, oh, I got into Harvard, but my father said it's going to cost an arm and a leg.
Yet he runs
Yeah.
into the front.
He's about to lose an arm and a leg right now. Foreshadowing.
I think that guy played Chief Longshadow on
They
Banshee.
got him.
Dude, getting cocky, bro. Oh my
You
god.
might be right.
Anthony Rui Hivar. Yeah, he was the chief on Banshee. He was Nola's brother.
Nice. Yeah, what's his name? I'll point him out later. You got dudes from The Wire and a couple other good
I got
actors.
Enzo. Like, him right
Yeah.
there is. Oh damn.
Yeah, get out of here.
Well, when that
The
raccoon
little
was
girl who wanted to have babies. She's like, no, I don't want to do this.
when that raccoon was biting onto his leg, was it any kind of practical? Or was it just pure CG? It looked like it was a practical.
This shit looks so real. This thing fucking swooping out of this little spider cave.
Yeah.
Here you go. I was waiting for one of you idiots to fall in here. Gotcha.
It's a bit of an Aliens vibe there.
I was supposed to have a baby. Oh, you're gonna have a baby, all right. You're gonna have a baby. Yeah, wouldn't it be even
They're the
better
size of
if
cars.
these things? Yeah, if these things like S8 their victims on top of just eating
Oh
them.
God. Yeah, like Alien.
Yeah,
You know,
back to
just
the
like
boat.
impregnate them by fucking shitting in their mouths and then having a baby burst out of their
Well,
chest.
well, I'm going to say no, but you know,
It's horrifying, but I mean, I hope that's not true. Jesus. I mean, it's bad enough they have like the hive mind brain bug, like suck your brain out to
That's
literally
a
get your
brutal-
information
that
out.
is a fucking brutal scene, man.
This is great. This is a prop, obviously, because they got a guy in a. But like, it cuts to CGI here and there.
Yeah.
So now we've caught up with the in media res at
Yeah.
the very beginning of the movie.
And like I said, like I think the big disconnect is people think that at the very beginning of the movie, like we've been at war with the bugs the whole time. It's like this is our first conflict with the bugs.
Right.
Like this is the first time we're actually opening fire on these motherfuckers military wise. We just known for the past like so many years that the arachnids live on this side of the galaxy and they're very fucking dangerous. Do
And
not
see
go there.
now you see also why the drill sergeant and the commander spared Rico, because look how he takes command of the troops and
He's brave.
does a tactical retreat. You know,
Yeah, I mean, the idea of like bravery, like sometimes it's heroic to kill. It's heroic to fucking risk death. Dude, yeah, just getting stabbed right through the chest with like a Coke size fucking barrel. No, okay, so right here. Not this shot. This cut to this right here. This looks fake. It looks like a prop, and then it comes to life, and you're like, dude, it's a CGI.
Yeah.
It looks so amazing. And yeah, your whole like fucking thigh hollowed
yeah,
out.
that's definitely some serious they hit something good in there like that. Like he was, I don't know.
Your
The
leg's
fact that
useless.
the fact that he not only I love the shotgun on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Dude,
Why
yeah,
didn't we
he's-
use this the whole time?
Yeah.
That's right there. But when I'm watching it as a teenager, I'm like, yo, Rico just died.
Right.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize that they had the Luke Skywalker tube.
Yeah.
100,000 dead an hour.
1 hour.
So
The
like I
back
said,
to
this
tank.
this is very uncharacteristic of fascism. They would not tell you. They'd be like, "We won, and yes, we lost some men, but you know what? We're gonna kick some more ass." Sky Marshal Deans, he's gonna fucking, he's not resigning. Why? This is not fascistic at all. Hey, I fucked up. Sorry.
no. I think
I'm
it's
out.
more of an analogy to the human wave tactics employed by, World War I commanders.
Yeah,
No
it's
artillery is used. It's military incompetence, really. This one.
Right.
Yeah.
It-
We
it's not-
underestimated them.
It's
We
not
thought they were
lost.
big dumb
Massively.
bugs.
It's not lost on me that they put in some woman of color, Fat Dyke, in here to take over for him.
Yeah, and exactly. It's another. It's also more brilliance. Like it or hate it, it's true. It's like that's how it works. But yeah, this
So
idea
why-
that like.
Against
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, just wonder, in 1997, would that have been, today, we would say there is an agenda at work with Dean's replacement, stupid white man out.
I'm sure back
Woman
then
of
it was,
colour
just,
in.
like, it was actually earnest,
Yeah, 97, maybe not. Maybe that
'Cause the
time
whole
was just,
the whole
here's a
thing about
replacement.
Starship Troopers and Star Trek have the same thing in common, where it's a meritocracy.
Hmm.
Especially in Star Trek, because in Star Trek there's really no money, there's no wealth, because there is money, but we don't need money because we're post scarcity. We have replicators, So the idea is your merit, your rank, your lifelong accomplishments. That's your currency.
That's funny you bring that up because I've been going on this Star Trek Next Generation binge.
Yeah, it's so
lately.
good.
Yeah,
whenever I watch Star Trek Next
done.
Generation, I crave Reuben sandwiches because like I was like doing I was doing like this Reuben kick in Star Trek Next Generation like years ago. So now whenever I rewatch the show, I just crave like California Reubens with like avocados on them. And
You know what I watched last night after work? I watched the one where Data is being put on trial.
Measure of a Man. It's my favorite episode.
Season 2.
Yeah.
The first great episode.
Yeah.
It doesn't peak
start with that episode.
It doesn't peak till season 3. Season 3 and 4 really peak.
Have you guys ever seen Drinker's evaluation on how like the scene with Worf and Data when Data is
command
put in command, and he pulls him aside and is just like, hey, knocked. I love the way the Drinker, he's like, Worf is challenging him in public, and Data's like, yeah, I ain't gonna stand for that shit. But he says it so politely, and he's just like, if you can't follow my orders, don't contravene me in front of the lower lower rankings.
Right there,
out, Chris.
No, Wes. So why is Rico listed under KIA when he's not?
It's a mistake.
Oh.
It's just a mistake.
There's so many dead that he gets accidentally listed as KIA, and that's why they're all showing us right now that they're laughing about the typo. Like, you're dead, but they don't realize like friends of his are like seeing that, and they're like, oh my god.
I imagine
he's in his Luke Skywalker tube.
Yeah.
The idea that he's only been in this tube for like maybe a day or two, like, that's awesome. Again, it's back to the whole drill sergeant thing. It's like, dude, I'm going to be breaking all y'all's wrists. If any of y'all fucking lip up or fucking you're late, you're getting a broken wrist.
Like I said, drill sergeant wet dream. Well, there's also an aside because that's not in the book, but I will tell you what book it is in. There's a book called Armor by John Steakley. Yeah. And it's basically a ripoff of this in certain degrees, but it's more about a warrior's journey. And God, she's so cute. Isn't she so cute? And then so the premise of that story though is that they have one of those suited, Starship Trooper type guys, and he keeps getting sent on missions because he keeps getting listed as dead. So they keep sending him on drop after drop to fight the bugs. So that's a little nod to that.
Yeah. Check out this new unit. This black dude, the bald black dude, he's from The Wire. I love him in this show. In this movie.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. He was
Top
also
kick.
in The Walking Dead. He was also in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
What does top kick mean, guys?
I don't know.
Really? I explained it to you in a previous stream.
Tell me again.
Top
is that a master sergeant?
It can be, but in this group, it's whatever person in the platoon is the highest ranking enlisted person. So if you're in the Marines and the highest ranking enlisted person underneath the lieutenant happens to be a sergeant or a corporal,
damn,
talks about the lieutenant that way. Also, Zegama Beach, R.I.P.
Nice.
No longer there.
I only think of that because of the Justified, the final season of Justified. They refer to the three soldiers that work for Sam Elliott. They refer to the leader as Top.
Right.
They were all in Iraq together, and they refer to him as Top.
Top is always the highest ranking sergeant in the group.
Got the hand too, like. Good.
Let's turn on my little ring light.
Damn.
See if that's better.
I do it. Look on Rico's face too. Like.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah, that's another good. That's another improvement from the book. The idea that this is a second guy that we never know. The idea that it's your old teacher is like, oh, whoa, and the fact that Rico comes from Buenos Aires that was destroyed.
It's definitely an improvement on the book.
Those are improvements, character wise.
Yeah.
It's like emotionally more funnier, even though it's like more astronomically unlikely. I love this monologue.
Yeah,
we got a new Sky Marshal, a new battle plan, starting with Tango Urilla. That's a great fucking planet name, Tango Urilla.
I always thought I kind
of, or a stripper name.
Yeah,
I didn't join the army until 2001, and I thought the thing they did I thought that was like such a fake made up
32 hours of frame. That's how long it took to render this shit. But yeah, after Fleet glasses the planet, MI mops up. And this is please show this. This is the best. This was always my favorite part of the movie as a kid. This huge
shit.
Fucking just
damn.
So cool.
That's how we did it in Vietnam.
Mother Nature pissed her pantsuit.
Everyone said this was like,
Oh, yeah.
remember, CGI is always hard to do at nighttime. So to do a daytime shot, yeah, it's a lot. That's why the fucking Matthew Broderick Godzilla was only
See,
filmed at
that's the
night.
other thing is like, yeah, nighttime, it's like it obscures, especially nighttime in the rain, it obscures the special effects. But yeah, daytime looks so much better.
It's
You
kind
see
of
it
weird
all.
to me that they have Dale Dye as the military advisor here, and he didn't say something to Verhoeven like, listen, you just got these guys walking in a fucking crowd. That's not tactical.
Yeah.
They're just like wandering around in a fucking crowd.
They're literally like just here cleaning up the mess. They're janitors at this point. But
Maybe he
funny is
did.
where they filmed this. I can't remember where they filmed it in. I want to say in another country, but it's hot as hell, and these guys are running around. I think Jake Busey suffered from extreme heat exhasion and then delayed
probably.
shoots for a week.
Jeez.
So they had to like drill holes in their armor and their helmets and stuff so it could breathe better. Oh,
What were
You
you
killed
What
my
were you
whole
saying was
family!
about
Dude, that
the
shot
infantry
was-
chanting?
dude, that shot specifically where the arachnid goes right in front of the camera, that looks so real, even though it's just like blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was saying was,
What were you saying?
I remember seeing this movie and kind of chuckling, going, the military
shit.
doesn't talk like that. They don't go, "Ooh," like that sounded so
Nice.
stupid. But of course I go to boot camp, and that's the first thing they teach you is like,
Yeah.
all right, everybody get in a line and get in a form up, ooh, and you're like, ooh, it's like, oh Jesus Christ.
You just scrape them off your boot.
Ugh.
All right, thing's dead, dude.
And
He's still shooting
Watkins.
it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, here's
Oh,
another
shit.
great explosion
1990s.
scene.
Nuke 'em,
How long is this after
Nuke-o.
Broken Arrow?
1
This
year.
is about
Broken
2
Arrow-
years
no,
after
one- no,
Broken
1
Arrow.
year. No, Broken
Yeah.
Arrow was 1 year.
Did
1 or 2
Ooh.
years, yeah. 95, 96.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
right here.
Yeah, 95.
96. Broken Arrow was
Shit.
96 for sure.
And then
Got 'em.
this thing, the shock's like blowing up in the ground for no reason. It's so cool.
Nice.
I love how they're
I was
all
thinking of the
covered in-
Broken Arrow reference because, of course, the subterranean detonation of the nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Sorry, just thinking of Broken Arrow because the subterranean
No
detonation
worries.
in the copper mine.
Yeah.
Similar effect.
Yeah.
Go on, Enzo.
No worries. I was just saying, I love how like they're all covered in like different colored
Yeah.
gack. You know, they got red shit and orange shit and green shit.
Boys are going at it.
Oh,
Course,
okay.
yeah,
So
getting
the
behind 'em.
tanker
This
bug
shit.
scene.
Look at that. Oh
Tanker
my
bug scene
God.
took like 2 days to shoot, and Rico chipped Casper Van Dien chipped 2 teeth and broke a rib filming this.
Wow.
Dedication.
I mean, I look at that shit. Fucking amazing.
Phil Tippett also did this effect, not just the creatures, but also like this burning hand effect. This shit's so great.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
That's computer, but right here, this shot when Ironside grabs him, oh, it falls off and it's like all gross. It's so bad, dude. Like your hand's burning up and then it just falls off in like one piece. Like, oh
Yeah.
no!
in fact, you got a massive armored bug that can fucking shoot flamethrowers at you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I guess it's less of a drag though to lose your hand in the future because you're like, fuck it, get a cool robot hand now, you know?
Not really.
Yeah. Does she die? I don't
No.
really see her actually
No.
die.
No, she
No,
comes
that-
back. She's still.
Oh, right there.
I don't know if she's
Yeah,
out of
like-
commission or if we see her again with a robot arm, but
We
she's
do
definitely
not. Yeah, no, we do not see her again because.
Oh.
What was the hell was that? We don't see her again because Rico takes her spot.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love how it's like a big fucking vat of soup. It looks like tomato bisque in there, and he just like chunks that fucking grenade like in this fucking pot of soup.
Ooh.
Great
The
move.
interior is a great design.
I was
That's a great
Yeah,
shot,
this
I think. The
literally
inside of the
should've-
bug.
That should have broken his spine easily, but you
God,
know,
I'm
whatever.
craving lobster bisque right now. I don't know about you guys.
What is it about
Yeah, so
bug
it's
movies?
face-
What is about aliens and bug movies? And all of a sudden,
Dude,
Enzo
it's
gets
universal,
hungry?
man. People like to eat.
I
These
mean,
bugs look delicious. I ain't
those
gonna
big,
lie.
those big armored bugs probably would feed a platoon for a week.
Yeah,
so.
imagine exactly. Capture one of them and fucking steam it.
I feel like
Fucking we'll all cook
Enzo would be like the company cook, and he's like,
I need
hey guys, I made some tanker bug stew.
I need 15 lemons and 8 pounds of butter. and some fire.
That's nice, great lines.
We're gonna
like,
eat
yeah.
good.
He's like,
And a 20-foot wide saucepan.
Yeah, I need a fucking just flamethrower the motherfucker. But dude, the idea of like cracking off one of those arachnid legs, like pulling the meat out. Holy shit, dude.
we go to Enzo's chow camp. Hey, Corporal Enzo, well, what do we got for chow tonight? Tanker bug stew, brother. Tanker bug stew.
It's like a piece of crab meat like this big, like you know, like it's so amazing.
Yeah, but you'd have to be very careful because that bug must have some really flammable, poisonous chemicals in it. 'Cause it's a spray, right? So it's igniting a spray. So you eat the wrong bit and you burst into flames.
Yeah, those are like radioactive turd ones. You don't want to crack those things open. It's
No.
like going inside Chernobyl. Don't go in there.
Right now, is it smart to give your troops like some rec time right now and they're during an active war time?
I did this. Yes, I definitely did this.
Here's the beer.
I definitely did this in Iraq with my African soldiers. I would bring them shit and just be like, all right, you know, you guys fought hard today. Here you go.
Okay.
Have fun.
I like how this black dude's like, this black dude's like, hey, you think it's weird that Jake Busey's playing the Dixieland thing?
Yeah.
Playing the fucking Confederacy fucking anthem. Anyway, whatever.
What's wrong
But
with
yeah, they're talking about how Michael Ironside, Rat Shack, he used to smile more. It's like, yeah, you don't smile much anymore. Not since the war.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the greatest advice ever.
Yeah.
He's like, do I have to pull rank, bitch? No, I will not have sex with you, like Adam Sandler.
Yeah. God, quit trying to have sex with me, hot, athletic woman.
Here he comes. He's like, you know, a year ago, you asked me for some advice. You want some now?
1 second.
Sure. Never pass up a good thing. Basically, if you don't fuck her, I will, son. I will fuck her good. And
I just love his accent.
Yeah, he's so good.
I love his accent because for all his time in Hollywood, Michael Ironside has never lost his very strong Canadian accent.
Yeah.
I know this because I have a sister who was born in Canada, and she sounds almost exactly like him. Oat. We're going to talk about this.
I never knew Ironside was Canadian. Now I think less of the man.
Oh, yeah, he's from Toronto. He's very Canadian.
Damn.
He's really strong Canadian pronunciations.
We should have gotten Tyler on this stream for that.
Man, he lost some points right there. Fucking Canadians. No, he's always been my Sam Fisher. Holy shit. I can't show this, but good old Rico. Damn,
One of Ironside's first big roles was in the David Cronenberg movie Scanners, where he makes people's heads explode.
Oh yeah.
You know, his favorite role of mine was in The Visitors.
Oh.
And he was the mercenary that they wind up hiring.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, he insists that even though it's like saving the world, they still have to pay him.
Well, what's funny, him and Clancy Brown, the DCAU, Clancy Brown played Lex Luthor.
Yep, and he played
Ironside played Darkseid. Yeah,
Darkseid.
Yeah,
in that final episode.
Yeah,
he's got the perfect voice for Darkseid.
For someone who's 14 hours ahead of us, you're slow as fuck. Our TNZ.
No, because he's got an atmospheric.
Well, I'm old.
Atmospheric.
Fuck off! I'm old.
No, I do. Clancy Brown voice in Lex is it's so perfect. He's like the best voice actor for Lex Luthor.
I mean, can we just say best fucking immortal villain as the Kurgan ever made?
He was also one of the highlights of that fucking Mandalorian show. Is that weird demon guy? I mean, totally unnecessary, but I liked him.
Yeah, Clancy Brown's guys were
Thor Ragnarok as the.
She's covered up right now.
Surtur.
He's in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Surtur, the giant demon.
Yep.
Surtur, the giant demon.
He's like, who's
Clancy Brown?
He gives him 5 extra minutes.
Big fire thing that takes over the whole.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
The second I saw Ragnarok, it was Clancy Brown. The first time.
Asgard.
Yeah.
I am your ending.
That's so funny. Like, you know, when you talk about how all-star cast the Marvel movies are, it's like, dude, even like the computer sound, the computer voices, famous people doing those sound. It's like, dude,
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly plays
that's what I was thinking of.
The suit voice in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
She married Paul Bettany too. Motherfucker, man.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh does the the distress message at the start of Infinity War from the Asgardian ship.
Oh.
It's a distress message broadcast. It's Kenneth Branagh.
Call back to his Thor, his first Thor movie.
Just like we
That's right.
Went from
Exactly.
Thanos to fucking female Ronan the Accuser. What a downgrade in 13 years. Christ.
So, has anyone else besides Chris been forced to see the Marvels film?
I watched it. I watched it on my computer.
Yeah, I was
broke the
ordered.
law to watch it.
I was
I'm so
ordered
sorry.
to watch it from the head of the weekly roundup on the Stupenzo channel.
Well, I watched it at double speed. You know, it's bad, but it wasn't as bad as
I went to the theater. Actually,
it's like the drinker said, and then Russ said, it's like apathy. It's like it's not even like it's bad. It's just we don't fucking care. Yeah, this fucking species, the flying ones, they got razor wings and green beaks.
Nice.
But yeah, I love the sniper rifle zoom. The sniper rifle zoom's so slick. It like grabs him almost like pulls it out. It's so cool. But yeah, I love this line. Again,
I expect you to all do the same for me.
Unflinching realism, brutal,
Yeah, that's
hardness.
That's some good foreshadowing right there.
Yeah, these people of the future have hard edges, unlike those softies of the Star Trek Federation.
Oh, they're called hoppers. I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah, hoppers.
Nice.
They don't really hop. They kind of just fly.
Yeah, I guess hoppers are better than flyers.
Winged devils from fucking hell is what I'd call them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Whiskey Outpost. This is one of the big scenes that took, I think, 3 weeks to film this whole scene.
For the original trailer that came out in '96, this was the overtaking of this when they land down and they get surrounded by the bugs in this trap. That's the main scene they use.
This is that classic Rob Bottin blood. It's so like perfectly dark, you know, like it's got such a great like almost brown shade.
Yeah,
it's in RoboCop too. It's that
we're gonna meet Quato again soon.
Yeah,
Quato
is about to show up shortly.
I remember
Quato from Total Recall, same actor. Of
course. Yeah,
plays the general.
Yep, that's right.
OP, you down with OPP?
Got some big guns.
You guys know what OP means?
Communications.
Nah.
Overpowered.
Observation post.
Sure. Yeah, he's
No, I'm joking. What's funny is like I said, like getting killed while eating chow. Like these arachnids don't care. They're here to exterminate us. That's all they want us to do is die.
Yeah.
They don't want us to like, back off a tad. They don't seem to want us to like,
can't be reasoned with. They don't give up.
Total war. I mean, we talk about total war, how it's like a blowhard expression, but really only zombies and Terminators and to a certain extent arachnids can wage total war. The idea that you don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't drink, you just engage.
They can't be reasoned with. They can't be bargained with. They absolutely will not stop ever until we are dead.
Right. Yeah. And the idea 24/7, they don't ever sleep, and they're all autonomous. That's the other thing.
Ooh.
Looks like a bug was in his brain, sir.
Ooh, delicious.
Spot on, Rico. You get a cookie.
Makes
That's actually
hungry.
exactly what happened.
It sucked his brain out.
He say this line seriously. It's so good.
He did. So well done.
Total straight face.
I missed that shit.
It's like you talk about Star Trek. He was worse than dead, Jim. His brain is gone.
He sucked his brain out.
Worst episode of Star Trek ever. Spock's brain.
Oh, really?
It is. If you've not seen it, it's an episode where Spock's brain is stolen.
I'm sure some of the like this would have been true before like any of these new series came out. I'm sure one of those,
Where's this guy again from Enzo? He's one of 80s actors.
Total Recall. He's Quato. He's also in
Total Recall.
Fuck tons of movies. He's in he's playing always those slimy guys. God damn it. This is bothering me now. I'm blanking. The bugs got into his brain. So Marshall Bell, he's in a fuck ton of movies, dog. He's in
That's the one.
The Vagrant, Virus, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He's in
not just mind to do things. He said they're just like us. They want to know it so they can kill us. Good
They're
line.
just like us. Honestly, we just want to know the bugs so they can stop hurling asteroids at our planet, but okay. Ooh.
We're all gonna die. So I just like,
Oh,
yeah,
he's in.
dude,
So I love him, and I love this guy in
okay.
Hamlet too. He's also in Capote and a few episodes of House and The Shield. He's in Identity. But the real stuff that we know him from is obviously Total Recall, Sliders. Ooh.
Everything you got. The old line.
Oh, Natural Born Killers,
Whoa.
Airheads, The Chase, X-Files, Tales from the Crypt, Innocent Blood. That's right.
This scene,
Anyway.
holy fuck.
This is my ultimate. Just so you guys know, this is my ultimate fantasy right here.
Oh,
I would
damn.
give anything to be in a gunfight like this. Last stand at a fucking just. This is just total Zulu. Just bring it on.
Okay,
Like,
one more before I get on to my next point. But this guy was also the dad in Stand By Me, Gordon's dad. But anyway,
right, man.
this part of the movie, I remember specifically this part in the movie in the theater when the arachnids are like crawling over themselves and they're getting over the fucking fence. Dude,
Yeah.
the theater was like, holy shit, like audibly, like, whoa, this is fucked.
I didn't hear that because I was watching this in a drive-in, but I loved it so much.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We had a drive-in in my town. It was awesome.
Just these guys, there's so much ammo they're unloading. Holy fuck.
Yeah, like I said, most ammo expended in a movie up until now. I don't know whatever broke the record after this, but something like 30,000 rounds fired in this movie. And the body count is 256. That ain't fucking, that's a lot.
Does anybody know where that quote comes from? Come on, you apes, you want to live forever? Anyone know?
Nah.
Oh, it's attributed to some actual sergeant. Or
Conan the
right?
Barbarian.
No.
But
it's attributed to something in real reality, right? Historical.
Yeah, it's from a Marine that had to take over his whole platoon because the lieutenant and the sergeant got killed, and they were being overrun. And he was like, "Come on, you apes, you want to live forever?" And then just charged against. I think they were like outnumbered 3-1.
Yeah.
Damn. Did they win?
They did win. Yes.
Oh,
they
okay.
did win that one. Yeah.
Again, these fucking arachnids look real as fuck, and also crushing your own buddy.
The fact that they're also biting the fucking the pillars too. Those support beams.
Back to like the bugs being communist. Like the idea is the bugs don't see themselves as individuals. Like Rue McClanahan said earlier, they don't fear death. They don't know about mortality. The idea is they expel arachnid soldiers like we expel bullets. Like we don't think about like bullets we waste, just like how they don't think about arachnid soldiers that get killed, because if you get killed, it's for the hive. It doesn't matter.
It's so fucking creepy watching just these corpses. They're just climbing on the corpses, going up there, and there's just nothing you can do, man. Like,
well,
your dead brother will be the steps to victory.
I remember watching Black Hawk Down with my.
Look at that! Come on,
you're dead. You're never gonna win. You retreat. Get out of here. We gotta go.
Yeah, I remember watching Black Hawk Down with my ex-wife, and she was like, "That's crazy. How they?" Because those two Delta Force guys were like just like wasting all of those skinnies, and all the fucking African guys that were coming after him. But they're so fucking fucked up on cot, and so just like they think in a collective mind, they just kept fucking hurling bodies at them. Whereas any rational people would just be like, "Fuck, we're taking too many losses. Let's back off and try to flank them or something." But if you have an enemy,
go ahead. Sorry.
If you have an enemy that's willing to like kill themselves to get to you and walk over dead bodies to get to you, this is not that believe it or not, I know this is a sci-fi action thriller, whatever you want to call it, but it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah. Well, like with war, like I said earlier, like war is just having another force bend to your will to succeed, to do something you want them to do. And you have to make them do it by force. And eventually they reach their breaking point. But with the arachnids, like I said, they only seem to want to kill us. They don't want us to do anything except die.
Yeah.
And it's like, that can't be reasoned with. So they got to fucking go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Finally,
so again, the humans did nothing wrong. The humans are totally blameless in this.
I mean,
skirmish,
I
except for
feel
Denise
like Carmen's at least to blame
Yeah.
a little bit.
Carmen. Yeah, Carmen caused this whole skirmish. But that's the thing is, like, you could talk to the arachnids and be like,
This
we'll
part
offer
sucks.
you Carmen. And it's like, that won't be good enough because they don't understand individuals.
Well,
Like,
that's-
every human is just part of a small part of one big thing
That's
that
scary,
needs to
man.
go.
Ah,
Oh, Diz, the actress, she was knocked unconscious filming the scene.
really?
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Something happened and she got fucking knocked hard.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
Hey, listen, how badass would it have been if Rico had said, "I'll see you at the party, Rico"?
Okay, good line. He's like, you know what to do.
Yeah. He lost his
You
arms
know
in
what
the
to
other
do.
Paul Verhoeven movie he's in. Yeah. Here's another question. What's the point of this armor if you could just shoot through it and stab through it? And
I don't know.
Yeah.
because that is like a big thing at the end of the movie. They got bigger guns that shoot bigger bullets, but hopefully they have better armor to where it's like it breaks their fucking little talons. The arachnid tries to stab you and just like their talon just crumples. Ow!
Ooh, right in his fucking mouth. Nice shot.
Yeah, she was quarterback. It was set up. It was set up.
Oh, set up and payoff. Right here. Cold-blooded.
Now this also looks real as hell.
Oh, Dizzy, no. Dizzy, no.
Nah, she can heal through it. She'll be
Jesus.
fine.
Jesus.
Rest in peace, Dizzy.
Man, that thing is having its way with Dizzy more than Rico did the night before.
You're talking about getting stabbed with something like this big, like the size of this can
Yeah.
at least.
like the size,
through you.
at least the size of Rico's cock. She got impaled twice in 2 days. That's crazy. Oh,
Now,
yeah. Yeah. How great would it have been if Rico was like, "Hey, I'm going to pull out this time."
yeah, Tiz was telling director Paul Verhoeven. She was telling Paul Verhoeven that, like, technically I wouldn't be able to scream because my lungs are fucking empty. They can't fill with air. Paul Verhoeven was like, just scream, goddammit, please. Just scream.
They
Shut
actually,
the fuck up, Ben.
they actually,
My
teach-
dad
they
My
teach
dad
that
got a huge kick out of this scene where these two guys melt. He like laughed his ass off. He's like, hell yeah. No.
Damn.
But that's an aspect of Verhoeven's humor, don't you think? That he makes
Yeah.
things so
Yeah.
over the top,
Over the
so
top.
violent, like the escalator scene in Total Recall. That you after a while you start laughing. You know?
And yet the ultimate punchline is the censors are decrying the shower scene and the
Right.
sex scene. Like, oh, the nipples.
Yeah.
The nipples gotta go. And it's like, okay, well, we'll cut a little bit of the nipples, but can we keep the dude being viscerated by lobster claws? Yeah, it's fine.
Damn.
Johnny, please.
Disembowelment, fine.
Make out with me one last time, Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm dying.
I would, sure.
All right, baby.
Yikes.
I can
What?
taste my own poop.
She's like, I got
Bad, Johnny.
to have you
Blood
for one
taste.
night.
Blood tastes like copper in your mouth.
My intestines
Yeah, I know.
are leaking inside my belly, like my mouth. I feel it. I taste it.
He stabbed me through the chest, in the stomach, and I had your baby
Damn.
inside me. I know I had your baby.
She
Killed my
died
baby.
making duck face. Sad. Kiss you on the
Was.
forehead
Right,
because you were
damn.
always my best friend that I had sex with once. He's still like not really that
Yeah.
into her. It's sad.
I touched her hair. She's like, oh, I thought you were
He's like,
dead.
oh, by the way, I should tell you, your ex-boyfriend's back there.
Not really.
What?
Why do I feel there's a deleted scene where he's like, I'm pretty sure he fucked the chick that just died.
Well, there were deleted scenes with like him and her hooking up, but there's also
I
a
know,
deleted
I
scene
know,
after
I know.
Xander dies. There's a deleted scene after Xander dies where she kisses Rico, and that was also cut because that made it even worse. That made her betrayal
she's
even more
hated.
shallow.
Listen,
It's like, oh,
listen, I have shown this movie to so many women, and they fucking hate Carmen. They hate Carmen
she's
so
kind
much.
of a dumb bitch, yeah. Not a dumb bitch, she's a selfish bitch.
And now she cares because he's not dead.
Well, to be fair, she moved on, but at the same time, I like
that
it's
doesn't
much better that
benefit
the
the fun.
romance between her and Xander is implied instead of, explicit.
Yeah,
See,
right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One thing I noticed after I was in the military, I'm like, how does Xander know that he's a corporal? There's no rank on his fucking armor or anything like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's acting sergeant because the other sergeant got killed. But like they don't have. They're not wearing any rank on their.
She's so dreamy-eyed. She crashes right into one of these ships.
Yeah. She's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was.
Rico's so dreamy. I like how she's the only fucking cadet or the only fucking soldier in this entire movie to get a funeral.
I guess she was the only body that came back. That's why.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, she dies in the dropship, doesn't she?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
Or did she die in the pad?
Lucky.
well, she died in the
Yeah.
dropship. Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
See, this is also a good example, and they did this in the book,
Yeah.
but in real life, when wars are so bad, when we're just dropping bodies, right? They will do what's called a battlefield commission, which means that you don't have to go to a review board, you don't have to go to a promotion ceremony, you don't have to take any tests. You have a higher ranking person just go, oh, you're a sergeant. Guess what? Now you're a lieutenant because the lieutenant's dead. There you go. And that's a battlefield commission. What's his name? What is his name? What is that World War II vet that he made like captain doing that shit, or major actually?
Which service? United States or British?
United States Army.
Guys, can you tell? My computer monitor just came back on. I was out for like a day and a half.
Audie Murphy.
Well, it was
Audie
the
Murphy.
Audie Murphy.
Yep. Audie
Movie
Murphy.
star.
Audie Murphy.
Oh,
He's
there
a
he
movie
is.
star. He played himself in the movies.
Yeah.
He actually he started off as a private. He made sergeant, and then everybody in his platoon kept dying, and he kept
Yeah.
making it through each battle, and they just made him a
But he's
major.
back.
Wow. That's a huge rise in rank.
Yeah. I mean that's unprecedented.
Yeah. Well, different times, right? Very different
Well,
world then.
Well, no, not really. I mean, it could still happen now, really.
I'm not saying that, but the world was a simpler place then.
Yeah, I
Good,
mean,
it's right here.
necessity breeds these kind of things, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And every day I have to make.
But yes, that's still
Right.
within the military purview where they could just say, "Oh, yeah, hey, sergeant, we lost the platoon leader. You're now the lieutenant."
But that's a good line. Like he says, he's like, we're in this for the species. I'm sorry, a lot of your troops died, but it's like the military operations officers are like, hey, we're doing this for the long haul.
I also like
Simple
Johnny's.
numbers,
Isn't
they
it-
have more.
I like Johnny's kind of, he's growing and he's understanding that the world is not fair. He's like, hey, I heard they needed a lieutenant. Want the job?
Yeah.
I'll do it until I die or you find somebody better.
That's
You
a
know,
setup.
he just accepts Ratchek's logic, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Repeating.
I mentioned like they're all pissed off. Like you knew there was a brain bug. They kind of set us up. He's like, well, we had to. No offense, we had to test shit out. I'm assuming sometimes you may have to go on suicide missions for better intel, right? I mean, isn't that the premise of it?
Oh, also, all quiet on the Western Front. You got all the little kids now recruiting because we're running out of fucking bodies, cadets.
Yeah, damn.
The teenagers. But then again, this is what they were supposed to look like when they were young 29-year-olds. I'm sorry, 18-year-olds.
It's a bit reinforced.
Yeah.
But yes, to answer your question, Chris, yes, you get sent on missions and then you're not told exactly what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And you wind up doing missions that you're like, oh, well, I thought we were looking for weapons of mass destruction. No, we actually just wanted this one guy to tell us where the oil reserves were so we could go get the oil reserves. So I don't particularly have a problem with that because I'm a sociopath. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people in the military that bothers.
It's a smart.
I'll tell you a true story, Wes, because I would where I was working in 2003 before America invaded Iraq, it was coming up in the news, and I was speaking to some young people, and a 7-year-old said, "Oh, the Americans are off just to go and seize the oil."
That's what we were doing there. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, but it's that level that people around the world. I mean, New Zealand's about as far removed from that as possible. I don't think we actually sent anybody to Iraq. Afghanistan, yes. Iraq, no.
That's not true. That's not true. I worked with many Kiwis in Iraq. Many Kiwis.
I'll believe you. I know Canada didn't send anybody to Iraq.
Well, I had
either,
at least
but...
the company I worked for over there called Aegis. we had at least 20 Kiwis working with us.
That's Enzo, just like, man,
Were-
these shots are.
Were they
fucking
regular
awesome.
army or contractors?
Contractors. They were
Yeah.
contractors.
Yeah, they might have been, because I know the Kiwis definitely sent people to Afghanistan. They sent the SAS, but and regular forces too. But I'm not so sure about Iraq. But I'll take your word for it. You were there, so
Yeah.
How they got there,
They
different.
were
Who
great.
knows?
They were great.
Hey, you got sucked out because your ship got hit by radioactive shit.
Yeah.
All the people from the UK that I worked with overseas in Iraq were amazing.
Well, that says something nice.
Out!
Everyone's gonna die. Abandon ship. Yeah.
We're not complete arseholes.
Oh yeah, this captain gets a pretty bad way.
Yeah.
She does too.
Well, it's that hero's journey thing, isn't it? Where the mentor has to die in order for the protagonist to take the step forward.
Yeah, but does she have to get bisected by a door? I don't know.
I mean,
about
I don't
that.
know. Did Obi-Wan have to get fucking cut into
ship.
fucking in half? by-
Obi-Wan got turned into clothes. All right, that was a little
Yeah. Well, Obi-Wan sacrificed himself, whereas the
Yeah,
captain's
that
just
too.
a little bit unlucky there.
She was
She's
a little
bit
behind,
unlucky.
You know?
Well, I'm sure her bottom half was still all right.
Oh yeah. I'm just, God.
I suppose someone had to go there.
Yeah. Of course to be west. So.
Yeah, I love listening to fucking New Zealand's fucking nature, all that shit. What do you got? Fucking marsupials and fucking
Yeah,
birds
he's got
jumping
all
around
kinds of,
up.
nice. I
Fucking,
like
what
it.
the fuck is
I
happening
can hear
out
all
there?
kinds of birds by him and stuff.
God damn, dude.
No marsupial. The only marsupial we imported from Australia.
Yeah.
Birds, yes. Marsupials, no.
Did you guys
We
hear
brought
that
them
they're gonna
over,
start,
which is
like,
the biggest.
Did you guys hear they're going to start bludgeoning koalas to death in Australia to make room
Hell
for
yes.
wind farms?
Are they
What the
hiring?
fuck?
Are they hiring for that? I want that job.
Oh,
I mean, they all got syphilis anyway, right? So
Right. Well, that's so have I. So
Oh,
have I.
Jesus.
We have that in common, my friend.
Y'all be wild and
Poor Enzo. You can tell Enzo's tired because he had to fucking talk about dodgeball for 7 hours. And fucking
yeah, it was funny because it's like a
fucking-
90-minute movie. It was like a 4-hour stream. It was like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
I knew it was going to be long when I heard the fucking. You guys were talking for 45 minutes before you watched even 1 second of the fucking movie.
Yeah. It was gonna be a long one.
Enzo was the funniest thing in that fucking entire thing.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I listen half. I agree.
Tyler, I felt like Tyler was getting annoyed with me because I kept bad mouthing Ben Stiller, and he's like, "What is your problem with him?" I was like, "He's a dick."
That's funny. That's funny because I always feel like Tyler gets annoyed with me.
Mm.
It's like if I once in a while say something, he'll be like,
I don't
"Thank you,
blame him. I mean, you
Wes."
know, it's like I'm not gonna blame him. You know, I mean, shit. Obviously, why wouldn't he be? You know, but at
Yeah,
the same
I don't
time, I thought
blame
it was funny.
I mean,
Tyler, if
different.
you're listening, we love
It's
you.
always interesting to send somebody like Enzo over to the British hoity-toity groups to do movies and shit. You know what I mean? It's like sending in an infiltrator. It's, you know what I
I was
mean?
on Lance's channel the second time, and he was like, "All right, well, when I ask you a question, I want a quick answer this time. I don't want you to like prattle on for 500 words a minute." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Last time when we were talking about the thing, I had like 2 giant cups of coffee before we started, so I was like on a tear, and I really love the thing.
Yeah, I can see.
Starship Troopers. I love this movie. I'm like, "Ah."
The ADHD on steroids.
Actually, there are no fascists. It's actually an awesome society, and you're stupid if you don't realize that.
I could see the drinker like telling Mahler to have a conversation with me before we get on. He's like, yes, Wes, what we're going to need you to do is tone down your misogyny quite a bit, and if you could refrain from speaking of your syphilis and your chlamydia and any other sexually transmitted diseases you have,
All those,
I would quite appreciate it.
all those black women you said.
that is the bar none the worst Welsh accent I have ever heard. Well done. That's
welcome.
a new low.
You're
Well
welcome.
done.
Hey, anytime I can come to a new low, I am happy to do
Oh,
so.
He puts the low in Lord.
Poor choice of words on my part.
yeah.
Ah,
Oh dear.
Ooh. That's another funny part about this movie. Is she gets a Coke can size hole right here in her shoulder,
yeah.
and the rest
Yeah.
of the movie she's like running around and
Yep,
carrying
she's
rifles like
fine.
no problem.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. No.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. Apparently, severe fucking puncture wounds are not a
they
big
have some
thing.
kind of magic spray that they sprayed in her wound,
Right.
like you know,
Right.
it's like Banaka.
No, it's just that jumpsuit contains a large amount of plot armor.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the
She took some of the silicone
That's
out of her
all.
tits.
Nice
She
one.
took some of the silicone from her tits.
Yeah.
Fucking shoulder wound.
Oh, it's just like,
Well,
ew, dude, she's getting like used like as an
I know.
anchor.
Yeah.
They want us alive.
But it's
He's
weird
always
too.
ducking.
Out of all the 10,000 humans they just killed, why keep these two alive for?
As much of a dip, well, because they know that they're officers, don't they?
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
shows a level of intelligence for these fucking
Right,
bugs,
and you know what else? As much as he's a douchebag, you kind of fucking feel bad for him getting his
Yeah, you
brain
definitely feel
sucked.
sorry for him because his brain sucked out. It's like, you know what?
That's I would rather
You
just
deserve that.
yeah, that was too much. That
Getting
was too
punched in the
much.
face, sure. Getting his
Yeah.
brain sucked out by a
Yeah.
killer vagina bug. I don't know if that's a.
I mean, we know that Carmen was sucking his cock off that hard, but I mean, still, seriously, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe like if I like talk the rest of the movie like how Xander talks, like one of these days, I promise one of my race is gonna find you and kill your whole fucking species.
Hey, do the Jason Statham take it.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's like Jason Statham, except with a California accent, you know. Like instead of doing this British accent, you just kind of do this like, "Hey man, rank is not an issue here, bro. You hear that?"
Do the Xander's last lines in Jason Statham accent.
God.
Oh, that'd be amazing. It's like
Yeah.
it's like 2 months aboard my Starship. You ought to think you can lick my maps, mate. Fuck you, bloody tosser.
you have to throw in do you know what I mean at the end.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
One of these
You know what I
days,
mean?
I'm on a more
know what I mean?
species. He's gonna fucking kill
Put
you.
shards of glass
You know what
in my
I
fucking eye.
mean?
Who are you worried
That's the
about?
one. That's the one.
The Germans.
There it is. It's fat and hideous. Shit.
Yeah, before it's a German. Now, I would love to see a stream with you lads on reacting to Snatch or a British film like that to
We'll
see
get-
an American take on that.
We'll get to it eventually.
I love Snatch. Yeah, I
The
love
first
Snatch.
we watched, we ever did,
Yeah,
me and my cousin.
I knew that.
watched-
Well, I knew that was coming. How
first
much
we
you love
watched I ever
Snatch?
did, the first we watched I ever did was this British movie I'd never heard of called I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it blew me and my cousin's mind, dude.
God,
It was
look at that shit.
amazing. It was actually legit awesome.
Oh God,
Yeah,
look at
a
that.
lot of times impersonating British
this
people.
is
Ew.
fucking. This is brutal.
Very
This is
yonic.
fucking brutal, man.
It's making Enzo hungry.
It's making me
it's
horny, actually. Thinking of that big puffy bug pussy.
God
Sorry.
damn.
Sorry, guys.
It's gonna kill.
Poor Meg. Poor Meg.
Yeah. Fucking grease. Spits on him.
Spit
Yeah,
on
you're gonna spit on me. I'm gonna put this thing in your fucking brain.
Oh.
How about that?
Carmen,
She's like,
really hurt.
yeah, you know, she's like, I've seen that face from Xander before. I
She's
know
like
what that
looking at
face
him.
means.
She's like, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Just don't fucking suck my brain out like that, please.
Damn.
Jesus.
Delicious. Whoa. That's a bad way to go.
That is a bad way to go.
He ended up looking like John Mayer towards the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh, your body is a wonderland.
Why do I feel like the three-titted prostitute and this bug thing come from the same planet?
True. Yeah, sure. The smart bug, yep. And it sees the grenade like, oh shit. Yep. Yep.
Sure you do. You're some kind of big, fat, smart bug.
I like that.
Hey,
I
I'm
like
not
this.
fat. I'm big bone.
Yeah.
Bastard.
The body positive bug.
Yeah,
That
the
smart bug.
the bug was mad because
They
he
called me
said,
fat, guys. Kill him.
yeah. Why am I echoing?
I think it's from might be from Richard up there. Yep.
There we go. Yeah, her shoulder wound healed quick as fuck.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's like adrenaline, right, Wes?
You wouldn't even be able to lift your hand up. You know?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Damn it.
Trying to be a hero, Watkins. Yep. Damn. What a boss way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, take note, Carmen.
You trying to be a hero, Watkins? Yes, sir.
Get some.
Get some. Get some.
Would you like some more?
Would you like some more?
Damn, he's just
Fucking boss.
yeah.
Fucking legend, man.
As if 1,000 insect voices cried out.
It was
Suddenly
silence. There was silence all at once. Oh, I believe Watkins was his name.
Shit.
Young black fellow killed all of our brethren. I believe he was on The Wire and Walking Dead.
Well, off to the platoon.
Yep.
Hopefully they got more
Hey.
beer for us.
Carmen, let me just say, I'm glad you're okay, but I'm totally getting blown for this, right? Like you are gonna suck my cock.
We won.
Not even.
Of course, they all said we won. It's like, yeah, like that's like one brain bug of the fucking war ends. Like
The actual ending of the movie happened off screen. You guys were over there in a cave while the actual action took place over here.
this was
Yeah,
pretty cool though.
Clancy Brown did this whole thing by himself.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like the fact that Zim redeems himself. He got the bug. He busted himself back to private, like he was told he'd have to if he wanted to see combat. And he's still private this whole time later, you know?
Yeah.
He has a giant scrotum with a vagina face.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
It's a testicle with a pussy face. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
All right, let's get our gay military intelligence commander to come in and mind meld with it.
Everyone's
It's
wearing
like-
like obvious Nazi suits.
Yeah.
Mind meld.
Oh yeah, I like that.
What is it thinking? Sure.
It is afraid. It is afraid. Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck that bug. He better be afraid.
When did Carmen get a chance to get her hair permed in
Yeah.
between the time that they got in a firefight and she
She's
came back
looking
up?
great.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta look pretty for this.
Whee!
Yeah!
Ow, my shoulder. Oh,
America.
America!
Yeah, she's gonna like fucking hug him. She's gonna literally lift her fucking wounded arm like over his fucking shoulder in a second. Watch.
Yeah, her arm is completely destroyed, by the way.
But exactly,
Just throwing
like-
that out there.
Carmen, yeah, he was being told psychically that Carmen was still alive. Look, her arm's like over
That's
there
such
on,
bullshit.
on Rico.
She got
like-
better.
He's like, here's the deal, Carmen. Rule 26 of the Bro Code states that I will send psychic messages into his brain so he comes and finds you.
It's like, look, I told him
That's
where
good
you
speech,
were,
though.
Carmen, but I also got all those naughty images from Rico's brain. It was symbiotic.
Instructor named Zim, who captured a brain.
Goddamn
Whoa.
Jim.
It
right.
was him. Small galaxy, huh?
Well, it's kind of cool how, like, you know, he's telling him, like, oh, this is the end of the war. This will be over until they make like 3 or 4 shitty sequels, or the war doesn't
Honestly,
end.
some of the computer animated sequels are not bad.
Yeah,
They're actually pretty cool. The live action sequels are definitely lacking.
I love that. I love these movies where someone salutes
comes-
someone and they don't salute back. I love that.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
Hey,
entire-
we're torturing this thing. Ah, there you go. I'm gonna stick it to you.
this is
Okay,
that's right
Right,
here.
right in
So
your vagina.
They censor it. Well, the reason why they censor it is because it's
A rape
top
metaphor.
secret intelligence.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
military classified intelligence. You're not supposed to know. But yeah,
These
those
soldiers,
those
you.
new guns they have, it's like, oh yeah, one shot, one
Captain.
bug. Also, like in the future, like why don't we just use drones? Just have little drones like flying around, dropping little torpedoes on them. Because I mean,
Come
if it's
on,
a
you
numbers
apes!
game,
You want to live forever?
2 and 4, 6, 2 and 4 suck. 3 and
Yeah.
5 ain't bad.
Yeah.
The computer animated ones are all pretty dope, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know where those count
The
numerically.
computer animated ones have nudity in them as well.
They
Oh,
keep
yeah.
fighting.
Computer animated titties.
And
The
they'll
end.
win.
They'll win. Take our word for it.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm surprised. So this has no super director's cut deluxe edition
Thank
unedited.
God.
Nah, he
version.
was Paul Verhoeven knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. So overall, so you guys said I only thought
Would you
that there
like
was-
to know more?
I thought there was only one computer animated sequel, so there's two of them. Because I know about the 2 live action films,
Yeah,
but
there's a couple of the computer animated ones. Let's see.
You know, the other one with Casper Van Dien is not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I do like it. But yeah, the computer animated ones are really good. They have one where a chick is a sniper and she has like a 50 cal, and like
All right.
that's her big thing is that she's a
Yeah.
sniper. Yeah.
So we got live action. We got Starship Troopers, Starship Troopers 2, which sucked, Starship Troopers 3, which has Casper Van Dien return. Okay. The computer animated ones, we've got Starship Troopers Invasion, Starship Troopers Traitor of Mars, which is badass. Starship Trooper, no, that's it. And then Roughneck, Starship Troopers Chronicles, which is the anime.
Yeah.
So there's
I know-
2 computer
I
animated
know the
movies.
recent game came out, and I was Az from Heels vs Babyface was playing it. I guess the game got some pretty decent reviews. It's just basically
I can see that.
bugs.
I can see that.
Just shooting bugs. So, but yeah, so definitely out of all the Starship Troopers, so you can't beat the first one. It's the best one. hands
Yeah,
down.
you're not. Yeah. No one's going better than that. But yeah.
Yeah. No, the biggest thing is just like we've said it so many times during the stream is that, man, 1997, and the fact that it still looks better than fucking She-Hulk did. CGI, holy Christ, man. It says a lot about special effects back then. When people would care, but they would take time. That's the problem. Marvel's trying to pump out 15 fucking movies a year, and just to rushing their special effects people. And Enzo said it where they pushed this shit back another year just to fix these effect shots. And hey, if it takes
I didn't say that. Wes
Would-
said that, but I did
Oh,
say how
okay.
much time it took to do the
Well,
special
yeah.
effects shots.
Yeah.
God damn.
but that was the point. It's like when people sometimes if you have to take
Is Independent
what's that?
was Independence Day the year before or this year? Same as
Before.
The year
Starship
before.
Troopers.
Independence Day
Yeah.
was summer.
It was
summer
very-
96.
Yeah.
Yeah, very close proximity though.
Yes.
And a mix of CGI and practical effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yeah, different era of filmmaking.
it's such a shame too that films like that should have paved the way for a whole new generation of CG, and boy, they sure the past 5-6 years haven't. Like, holy shit,
No.
damn shame. But,
Well, I just want to tell you guys, thank you on behalf of me and the other veterans that want to kill as many arachnids as we can. All right, I salute
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. after watching again, yeah, definitely the bugs weren't the good guys.
No,
They're motherfuckers.
And,
dude.
and remember, mobile infantry and fleet do not
Don't
mix.
mix.
They do not
Hell
mix.
no.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll see you guys for Demon Night on Tuesday. Oh, and I'll see you
Yeah.
on Monday. For Monday,
Yeah.
you got to start doing that blue collar. You got to start doing that, man. You got to start saying, "Hey, we're gonna appear that thing
Yeah,
that you
no.
did." I saw your advertisement today. It was really good.
Yeah.
But start doing that. And be like, "Hey, if you want to catch me and
Okay.
Lord Toxic, we're gonna be on
Yeah.
Enzo's weekly roundup, and you should
Well,
start
I'm
calling it
happy-
the weekly roundup."
I'm
Enzo,
happy
by the way.
I'm getting such positive reviews
Sure.
about my suffering through an entire season of Ahsoka. Holy
That was
shit,
pretty funny.
that
I
was
was
hard.
hoping you got way drunker
Oh.
progressively. You
Fucking
were very-
madness.
you were
Yeah.
still holding your own by the end. I was upset about that.
I know it's It's
I was
'cause
hoping you'd be like, all
well-
right, we're on episode 8 now.
the coffee helped out. That's why.
Look at this. I was hoping it would be like that.
Yeah, we tell about episode 8. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. What's her
I
name?
should have known better because you handle your booze like a fucking
Yeah,
like a fish.
yeah, it's disturbing. But yeah, thank you, RTNZ. You said you were only give us an hour. You did the entire stream. So happy.
Well, I was enjoying it so much.
Yeah,
and
that's
learning more
cool.
about the film. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, Chris.
Yeah.
I
It's like-
still learn new things watching this again.
It's like Stephenzo would say in so many films we've watched, man, that it's amazing how some films you can watch it 10, 15, 20 times. And I've seen this film the past 25 years at least 20 times. And I feel like I'm still learning new shit about it. It's fucking, that's rare, man.
It's also very misunderstood.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
It's
It makes you
misunderstood
think.
by its
It's a
own
film that-
director, you know?
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. So at one point we had
Go ahead,
10.
what were you gonna say, RNTZ?
Sorry?
Oh.
You're saying?
I say I feel like you were
I was just saying it was it was just a film that makes you think. You know, whether you there's a bit of room, there's enough ambiguity in this film to come down on either side of that argument. I think there's enough space to say, well, maybe they're poking at, fun at aspects of fascism, aspects of the military industrial complex, aspects of communism, maybe not the whole thing, right? But there are little jabs at some of the various fallibilities of human politics and human political systems in there. There's enough space for all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's back to the days where it's like you can have some political, there's definitely some political kind of message in, but it's underneath it, but it's not the main plot and the main driving force of the film. As people would say back in the 90s versus nowadays. Nowadays it's like it's on the forefront and this is all we fucking talk about. Back then it was there, but it wasn't it still comes down to humans versus big ass bugs. That's pretty much as complicated as the film gets, you know. All right, thanks guys. At one point we had 10 people watching. That's a record for us, man. So,
oh, really? Cool.
10 people.
It's a good
Hey, so
movie.
if people like replays, no, it's a great film. So I hope we made people laugh. And Enzo had so much social, political, fascism commentary. It was fun.
I love it. Love this movie.
What's a good quote to finish on? You gotta finish on a quote from the film.
Lord Toxic always says that stay toxic. The drinker says go away now. I'm going back to work, which I actually am. But whatever you choose, whatever your sign offs want to be.
My favorite quote of this
I'm gonna
movie
cut the
is-
grass. Fucking hell.
There you go.
We want to say Enzo, stay Enzo.
Well, I was gonna say that from the actual movie, it's like, I love the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Figuring things out for yourself is the only freedom anyone has. Use that freedom. Make up your own mind. And then, of course, kill them all. It's
Perfection.
All right. All right, guys. Saturday night, I am actually going to
Cheers.
not to go to work. So
All right,
see you
man.
later. Bye.
Have fun at work.
Drive safe, Chris.